we take any longer here, we're 15 minutes. Let's get going. So, as a brief recap of what happened last week, you all finally set off, and I say finally set off towards the Mount Gaucus, towards the southern region of Barovia, and in your attempts to find the mystical artifacts that you had been directed to by Madame Ava. Arriving there, you found what appeared to be a massive gatehouse covered by a curtain of green flame. And as you took your time to explore and try and find your way around it, a clever casting of Dispel Magic caused the flame to dissipate and allowed you all through. Dragging yourselves and your goat Time through, you managed to find what appeared to be a watchtower, a watchtower that had been seen in the visions by Blinkshaw of a location of importance, something he had been partially directed to. And as he began to explore, at the very top floor, you were attacked by what appeared to be several ghosts, spirits, or snow creatures, claiming that the treasure that was in this tower was theirs to keep. So after 2 of them were slain and the rest were turned, the treasure itself seemed to almost appear from thin air and be claimed by the group itself, falling into the proper possession of Balin after some discussion about who should get it and the proper etiquette of actually using it. Moving north from there, you all took several breaks trying to deal with different situations. As you approached the bridge, you saw that there was what appeared to be at first a real person, but later you realized it was some form of strange physical apparition that just dissolved at the touch, that appeared to be Strahd riding a black horse, taking cover inside one of the bunkhouses in order to attune to the item itself, due to not realizing that you had not actually successfully done that. You noticed that Time was agitated by something up on the mountain and was bleeding wildly. Despite the fact that nobody else could see anything going on, you took her along and nothing seemed to have come of it. Eventually, you did arrive, after some debate of whether or not you should even keep going, at a temple set upon what appeared to be the top or the side of this mountain, with statues of massive amber and a large gaping center that allowed you to enter freely. There did not appear to be any doors. But at this point, you were also dealing with the freezing cold, as the biting winds and the frigid temperatures were sinking down into your bones. After a bit of exploration, you searched a few rooms, found a wand that you quickly identified as a wand of secrets, and explored and found another individual, an individual who was apparently a wizard named Vilnius, who told you, that he came here with the wizard who had fought Strahd over a year ago, something that you all took him at his word for, and something that, and he didn't seem to have any ill will towards you, though he did tell you that he had no desire to explore anywhere in this temple. And you basically just left him there and decided, well, you can die here if you want to be a dick like that. As you stepped outside, you had another...
His story did match the story we had heard about the uprising from Father Donovich, though, right? That's why we took him at his word, because it was a familiar story.
It did match the story, but I will mention that at no point in the history did anyone mention that the wizard... They mentioned the wizard had come alone.
Okay.
The wizard did not have an apprentice. It was just the wizard.
I know what cares about the apprentice.
There was also the note that the wizard died at the waterfall.
Yes, a story that was told to you all by the Vistani, which they seem to share openly. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, definitely. That was a point of order I was making more for myself, because, yeah, the Vistani are not reliable sources, and some of it didn't match up, but at least we were like, something along these lines did happen. We didn't take him as an ally. We hurt. I'm sorry.
You didn't give him 500 gold because he looks like a respectable individual. You just said, all right, well, let's not kill him just in case, but let's not deal with this situation any farther.
Pretty much.
All right. At which point you all stepped aside and we get to have another discussion trying to figure out what you could, only for the doors at the far end of the hall to open up and what appeared to be a golem made of the same amber-like substance with a head of a jackal peering in. Wow. Oh, they changed that up? That's awesome. I'm glad they did that.
Is it
Sorry.
modified?
No, I saw apparently you can now just hover over the dice roller and there's now a quick dice roller, so you don't have to click into the advanced dice roller. That's cool. All right, so at this point, some of you have noticed it, but only a few of you are actually responding quick enough to have a turn. Balin, in this surprise round, you're skipped. Toshra.
Okay, here comes my idea.
I'm gonna cast Shatter at 4th level, and I'm gonna use my Channel Divinity to make that max damage.
Ooh.
And because it's made of crystal, it has disadvantage on the saving throw.
All right, shatter.
I can link you the.
Damn.
A creature made of inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage. It's not any of those, but it is amber, which is a non. Technically, amber. I mean, you can make the argument that amber is an organic material, but I'm not. It's going to have disadvantage. Unfortunately, this creature has advantage on magical effects, so it's going to make the 6 saving throw with advantage.
Oh.
So it,
Actually, no, it's a straight roll. Yeah, it's a straight
Straight
roll
roll.
because it cancels out. And this is a. Go ahead and roll your shatter, just so I can see the DC for it. So know the damage is going to be maxed.
Wait, I forgot to roll that at level 4. But...
All right, doesn't matter. So it's going to be 48, so it's going to do 32 points of damage on a con save. Which this creature is going to get a natural 20 on.
Oh, man.
So the 32 points is going to be reduced as this massive echoes throughout the chamber from beyond you. And the creature itself kind of takes a step forward. It seems to have been injured, but it also seems to be standing strong. You said 48, and you're using your Channel Divinity to max it automatically, correct?
Yeah. Oh,
32.
yeah, that's right. Duh.
48
I forgot. Yeah.
is 32 maxed, and then half is 16.
Okay.
I know, we're just getting started. We got to get it out,
Yeah.
guys. All right, anything else, Tasha?
Um.
Well, if you're thinking
That's
about
all
this,
I got.
despite the surprise round, this creature got a 0 on its initiative.
I know.
Shatter is 2nd level, isn't it?
Yeah, I cast it at 4th to make it more damage.
So
Actually,
it
wait.
wouldn't be 48, it would be 5d8, correct?
It would be 5d8. Yeah, because it's 3d8 normally.
Yay, 20 total.
Another 4 damage, okay. Is that all, Tasha?
Yeah.
Well, Dennis has skipped. Gurgle,
Oh no. Of course.
you were also surprised.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so this thing's, I don't think I can hurt it. I am going to, jeez, I guess I'll draw my bow. I'll take a shot at it. And we'll see what happens.
Make an attack roll.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my sheet to load.
All right. So in your panic, you kind of just quick draw your bow, fires off. Also, I love it's the short G bow. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. I don't know why
no,
that's
it's the short gargle bow.
Yeah,
That
short-
looks like
that's the implication. All right, so you fire your arrow, and as your arrow fires off, it just kind of skitters across the door and falls into the room. Doesn't even hit the creature.
We're going to try that again. Wow.
Gurgle is
what?
just in
I'm
a
gonna-
panic right now
wait,
because he's way
I'm
too close
going
to this
to-
creature.
No, we're going to add precise shot to that.
It will affect this thing, damn it.
All right.
Ah.
So at this point, you're like, "Hold on, I can do this." You could have. Sorry, I hate when I take over for your voice because I shouldn't do that. It's your character.
Okay. Is a 17 hit?
Yeah. So as you correct your aim and you fire your hit, the arrow flies true, slams into the middle of this creature's chest, dead center, and the arrow shatters on impact.
All right, I'm out.
Does it look hurted?
Does not appear to have done anything.
Womp.
And then I'm going to run behind Tasha here.
Okay. Slides between the legs of the dragon.
4.
Leo, you failed a saving throw. Yeah.
To make it max
Uh,
again. So
Everyone else rolled a 20, literally, and you did.
Yeah, literally everyone else got a crit, and you rolled a 7, minus
Way to
1.
ruin everything.
Was it against something magical?
It was against something magical. Hey, you get advantage of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
roll.
Advantage.
I rolled. Go ahead and roll it yourself. You get a roll now.
Okay.
I rolled it again, but I'm like, you know what? He's here. I should let him roll.
Maybe a 7.
Hey.
You still failed.
Okay, I'm casting
You
Shatter
guys
again.
needed to roll high.
at
Thankfully, you
3rd
did.
level.
Alright.
So that's
I'm checking
48.
the
and
range
it
of
has to-
shatter because there is kind of, depending on the range, it might be a
right.
possibility of you hitting Blink Shaw. So it's a 10-foot radius sphere, which means yes, you can position it behind the creature, and that won't hit Blink Shaw in the slightest.
Okay.
Uh,
Yep. So that's 48. So 32 if it doesn't make the saving throw, which is at straight roll.
it's gonna make the saving throw.
It does.
Yes. I just want to succeed a second time.
It always
It
does.
still takes
Another crush.
16.
It will take 16. This kind of washes over the creature again, and it stands there adamant, unmoved.
But it did take damage. It looks like.
It does seem to have taken damage. It's hard to tell. The creature itself doesn't appear to be getting injured at this point, but it does seem to be responding to the damage that's kind of washing over it. There is a moment where it stumbles and moves.
Okay.
All right. What else?
Actually, I'm gonna move back. 1, 2.
Tasha moves over to the wall. Phil Dennis, you are this mist that has poured over you. You are currently slowed. You have no reactions. Your speed is halved, and you cannot make an attack more than once on a turn, and you cannot use an action and a bonus action on your turn. You have to choose one or the other.
Do my spells take longer to cast too?
It does not appear to have. You're not sure about that. You would just have to try. But I will say you don't think it would impair your ability to do that. I will give you that one.
Because
FYI.
I have the slow spell, and I wanted to cast it on him. Oops. DC 16. Is it wisdom?
So wisdom save.
Yeah, wisdom save. And then I wanted to run as far away as I can away. At that point.
It succeeds.
Okay. The movement's halved.
Yes. So 15.
I'm
25.
running away.
Everything about Phil Dennis right now, you see, just seems to be impaired. Like he's kind of running through water or something. Alright, that's Phil Dennis' turn. Gurgle. And unlike your slow, you do not get a save. It just seems like you were just a. Wait, nope, you do get a save. Go ahead and make your another wisdom saving throw.
Is it advantage still?
Since this is a wisdom save that's against magic, I would say yes.
Yeah. Like that matters.
Failure. To be fair, you're actually more wise than I thought you were.
Thanks.
Alrighty, Gurgle.
Side note, Laz is shaking both me and Ian down by text, wondering where the hell last week's episode is. He is absolutely addicted. Please continue.
First
Alright,
in the world.
Now does Blinkshaw have his weapon drawn?
Blinkshaw has been surprised, so he has not had an opportunity to draw his weapon yet.
Ian, don't forget I dropped the +1 rapier at your feet and said use this.
Okay, I will pick up the rapier, and I guess we'll hold that. I'll draw that and my whip, and I guess I will hold an action for it to. If it, oh no, let's just go hit it. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up. I'll hit it. See, rapier +1. All right, swinging an
Apparently,
11.
the
Yeah.
money is saves or 20s, and then hits are not. All right,
I'm gonna
so this
try
rapier
that.
just kind of scrapes across it, much like Balin's did. At this point, you're wondering, is this thing actually fit to hit this thing? Even with so this is
How about that one?
+1 too, so that's a 19. So that's gonna hit.
Yeah.
And
All right,
large
and it hits
damage.
for 7 damage.
Alright.
Oh
The
yeah,
rapier
also I
comes
get sneak
Scrape
attack.
into the creature itself. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Ian, you can drag over a +1 rapier right from the compendium. By the way, you don't need to make a macro now.
Oh really? Where is that?
Just put rapier in the compendium, and then you'll see +1, +2, +3.
You can handle that when it's not his turn.
Yeah, I'll do it later.
Alright.
Sorry.
So yes, the rapier does manage to penetrate and slip into the creature itself, finally managing to find a moment of damage and harming it. So as the rapier is drawn back, you see that the damage it has done is negligible.
All right, I'm gonna run back. So it should be. That's right here. So. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna run. Actually, I'm gonna run over. Yeah, I don't want to be back
That
here.
will provoke an opportunity attack.
They don't get reactions when they're slowed.
Oh, I will.
He
I will also
succeeded
use
on
my.
his slow. He didn't get
I'll
slowed.
use my bonus action.
Oh, okay.
I'll use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay, so you're gonna bonus action to case. You do have that ability. All right, so Gurgle takes off. Blinkshaw. How far did you actually move? Hold on. You moved to. Yeah, you're fine.
5, 10, 15, 20. Well, no, I was further. Yeah.
I say, oh! And
Whoa!
I'm going to. Did I see where the shatter went to?
That's actually what I should.
It seems to have. Yeah, there's a moment where like the air just kind of become displaced twice here. Once in the darkened room beyond, and once in the wall. The effect washing over the wall didn't seem to do any damage to it. The effect washing over the creature seemed to do a little. But it seems like those two attacks are focused behind it, trying not to hit you at least.
Yeah. If I stepped there, did I see if the shockwave hit there? Does that make sense?
Well, again, it's not. It's a magical effect. It's a sound.
Okay.
It's kind of like saying, Did I hear the boom? Did I see the boom?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I'm gonna hang out there. I'm gonna get old Shieldy out right there and attack it.
Oh, shieldy.
Oh, shieldy.
Who apparently sounds just like the crazy old mad mage.
Hell yeah. Max damage from Hugh Grant.
I'm serious. Don't call me Sheldon.
Ooh.
And can I cast Shieldy at level 3?
You can cast shieldy as you would like. Hugh Grant takes a chunk into the side of this creature's leg. It does seem to have an effect.
Hooray!
Is he a plant-like material?
No.
Oh. Is he stone?
No.
Okay.
He is amber.
I was thinking of using stone shape to completely take away his leg.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Weapon's gonna hit too.
Hells yeah, level 3.
So you cleave into
Wait a
one
second.
side of it, and the shield bashes into the other. That was a max damage roll on both attacks. What the fuck, Blinkshaw?
That's not the correct roll. I don't think, because if the shield is supposed to be at level 3 and it's just a 1d8 that came out.
So yeah, it should be another D8.
It should be
Also,
a 1d8.
who the fuck are you, and what have you done with our lovely Blinkshaw who always rolls ones?
Right?
Practicing the game.
Look, if there was a time for him to get lucky, this was it.
All right, so an additional
Wow.
6 points of damage. At this
28
point, the
damage
golem
from-
is showing actual signs of cracking and being damaged.
28 damage from your healer.
Is that all, Blinkshaw?
Wow.
Sorry.
So, I believe that's the end of Blinkshaw's turn. We now come to the golem. Alrighty. The golem, despite the amounts of slamming and damage that has been dealt to it, kind of turns its sights around the room. Everybody's retreated except for the dwarf, so its jackal-headed face falls upon it, raises its massive fist, and just attempts to punch you square in the face, Blinkshaw.
Oh.
The first hit is going to succeed. Its
Don't let it hit
massive
you,
fist just kind of
Blinkshaw!
slams across you. You're going to take 19 bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
Right?
Yow.
And as the first hit kind of slams across you, it swings a second time. The second one, as you're kind of knocked down by the first one, you manage to avoid feeling the full brunt of that one. So it just kind of swings wide over your head. Balin.
All right. Semi-nervous about this because I'm not going to be able to disengage, so I'm going to have to pony up and do it. But I will draw, because this is probably emergency enough. I'm going to draw my hilt. Really hope I got the instructions right, and then close my eyes with a bonus action. And all right, let's go gadget lightsaber.
Go gadget lightsaber. There's a moment where you shake it and nothing happens. You shake it again, you shake it again. And I imagine there's a moment where like, oh, come on. And the blade itself erupts into a brilliance of radiance as light itself seems to sprout from the tip, and light seems to emanate throughout the entire hall, like a sun has just been dropped into the center of this hallway.
I imagine Balin's eyes dilate like that episode of The Simpsons where Bart has too much slushy mix and goes on a sugar high, because now he's just like, the grin is so large it's actually aching. And this gives him newfound bravery, and he runs in. Alley forth. We're not doing flanking, so there's no point. Just gonna get in there and how about some radiant thunder booms? So booming blade. I think I have to do 2 macros for this, but hold on.
Alrighty.
Wait, hold on.
So
I have to roll sneak attack independently too. Because I couldn't put 3 damages on there. So 8, 9.
So you haven't set your sunblade up properly.
No, I pulled it right out of the compendium.
Yeah, I know, and the sunblade is not set up properly. So you get your D8 on the first one, the second one's your D10, so you're doing the D10 of damage here. So you rolled a 2 plus 7, so that's going to be 9. Because I'm imagining you're using this with both hands, because that was your whole thing about the sunblade.
I actually didn't declare it, but yes, I would have. I forgot about that, actually.
Because like the whole thing was like, yeah, I can actually use this two-handed because I don't use a shield.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, so that's fair. He's gonna be.
You are
may as
absolutely
well just go
correct.
ahead and remove the D8 from that, because that way it's just gonna get confusing. Same thing, same thing with Tasha's longsword. Just take the warrior
Okay.
not confused off of it.
Will do,
So
and then I'll have my sneak attack to
9,
the extra spot.
9, 14 for 25. Sorry, 23, 24 points of damage as the sunblade cuts into the side of the golem.
I cannot disengage because I takes a bonus action to activate, so
I mean, you still can.
I can't disengage. I
You
can
can still
walk
run.
away,
You
yeah.
just can't disengage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Clarification.
I'm gonna hold off on hope that I'm gonna roll well. Haha, yeah, right. Or more than likely I will have to shield, but okay. Or
Ready?
probably die.
Tasha.
All right. I honestly do not. I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna run up. Can I hit him from here with that thing in the way?
Yeah.
Or do I need to go somewhere else? Oh, okay.
It's a really large creature. It's not getting any cover from that
Okay.
divot.
So I'm gonna Talon. No.
All right, Talon is reflected by the creature's stone-like countenance.
Okay. And as a bonus action, I'm gonna healing word Blank Shaw. A second
Okay.
level.
Did you guys have temporary hit points before this?
Yes.
So I still have my 10. The temp hit points are the aid that I cast.
Ah, yes. I was like, because I feel like I did 19. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you
Yeah.
did cast aid because
So
this place deserved an aid.
Yep, I just added the 10 to temporary.
That's
hit
fair.
points.
That's absolutely fair.
I'm just not taking that away until we're done.
Alright. So you're gonna get back 11 here.
Perfect. You know what? I did the subtraction wrong anyway.
I believe that's the end of Tasha's turn, so I don't think she's gonna go anywhere from here. Phil Dennis.
I'm gonna try to slow again.
Alrighty.
DC 16.
Did I have that THP, Chris?
Or me, you, and Tasha had the
It's again.
10
It's
bonus hit points.
Alright.
And we're level 7, right?
And I'll keep walking away.
Yeah, you're level 7 now. Go ahead and make another wisdom save at the end of your turn, Phil Dennis.
That's no good.
Well, with the advantage, that succeeds. You are no longer slowed.
Oh, I meant this spell.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's no good, guys! He just kind of speeds up in the middle of the speaking it. Yes, apparently it does manage to succeed yet again. It seems like this creature is fairly resistant to any magical effects. Gurgle.
Shit.
All right, Balin, kick it in the shin. I'm gonna use a commander strike. You can use your reaction to take a swing at it,
Alrighty.
and you get to add a D8 to the damage.
Alright. So I set this up correctly now. So that should be, yeah, that's my sneak attack on the right, and my 1d10 on the left,
Mhm.
and then add a 1d8.
And that's a
Yeah.
miss.
16's a
And
miss.
16 does not hit.
Wow.
As you attempt to stab into it, the blade itself, despite the made of sunlight, does actually appear to be reflected.
Incredible. Okay.
All right.
Guys, the AC gets higher as you go along. Surprise, surprise.
Oh shit.
And,
actually,
It's a golem.
I shouldn't have done that. My bad.
I don't know.
Keep going.
I will also then I can run up to here, and I guess I'll take an attack on it.
That's gonna hit.
All right, and I get to add sneak attack to this as well.
Everybody
Another
else is
jabbing
broken.
blow from the rapier into the side of this creature's leg as it continues to
I
get
will-
down.
I'm also going to use my Fury of the Small, which will add my level to the damage. That's another 7, and I will make it a trip attack. So
That's a lot of stuff.
It is a strength saving throw. Wow, it rolled a 12. So
I think
the
it's a-
massive golem just kind of falls to one of its knees.
Hi-oh.
Alrighty.
So it's 13 points of damage plus my so
Yes.
21 damage total. All right,
Yes.
and
Alrighty.
that's my action. Hold on.
Lyncha.
Prone
The creature has
creature!
been brought to its knees.
Oh.
And stay down.
Alright, so yeah, you swing at a higher section of it that, swing at a higher section of it that, you think, oh, I'm just gonna get a good strike in. Apparently the section is just a little harder than the knees. It hasn't been wounded, so you just kind of thunk, and you're like, oh, spiritual weapon comes swinging there, thunk, and the jackal head just kind of swivels around the rest of the group, thinking, alright, who am I gonna attack next? Yeah, unfortunately, neither
I'm
one
not
of them
here.
can break through.
I'll be like, come on, you can't take me on.
Way over here.
Start of its turn. Alright, at the start of its turn, yeah, it's not gonna do that. Its body kind of raises up to 2 feet once more, resuming the position it was previously in. I'm gonna start rolling random ticks to see who gets hit here. Oh my god, this thing hates Tashra for some reason. Its head swivels about and seems to settle on Tashra, lifting its massive fist and taking 2 massive punches down towards her. The first is going to hit.
Yeah.
And it slams into you for 25 bludgeoning damage.
Yeesh.
That's a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage. As this massive fist just kind of crashes against you, almost pins you up against the wall for the moment. At which point, it swings itself around, its attack moving about. It's actually going to make a second attack roll against Balin. That one's also going to hit. And the re-swing is going to hit you for 19 bludgeoning damage, Balin.
Yep. And that's the same round I took a reaction already. That's
Yep.
why I was saying I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that.
That's the downside of the
so-
rogue. Like, when you get that commander strike, it's like, I can do another sneak attack, but at the same time, I can't uncanny dodge.
Well, and I even talked to Ian about this before, and I was like, oh, I have to remember not to take a commanding strike when I need to try and shield. And in this case, I took the attack, and I was like, shit, I didn't take my own advice.
Yeah. Alrighty. So,
Alright.
25 damage to Tashra, 19 to Balin, and the creature's massive fist kind of swings up, and it seems to be ready for another round of attacks, but it's your turn, Balin.
Ow! Why I oughta hit you with a booming blade. Alright, let's go. This time for real. Hey!
That hits.
Nice.
Alright, after getting backhanded by this massive amber golem, your Funblade draws back, pierces into the chest of the creature, and as the energy kind of caves through the middle of it, its body kind of goes rigid as parts of the middle of its chest kind of pull and fall away, like something big has exploded inside of it. It falls once again to its knee, followed by the other, as the entire thing just kind of collapses in on itself, not actually falling apart, but kind of falling into an oval, almost a fetal position, as it just lies there unmoving.
We killed it. Oh my god.
And stay down.
Balin's just kind of staring over it with the glowing sword in his hands, like, did the magic sword just kill the amber thingy?
No, the magic sword didn't do it, Balin. You did it.
Thank you, Gurgle. I whispered to the sword. It was all you, sweetheart.
Before my time is up, I want to walk over here and from the side push open that door, have my shield float on through, and use thaumaturgy to throw my voice in the room and just say, "Oh my goodness, a floating shield!"
Oh my god.
Make a deception check. No. Make a performance check.
All right. That is much better.
It should be the same check.
I didn't do anything.
All right, you just hear from the inside. All right, asshole, that's enough. You don't need to do it.
It was about to run out. I had to do something with it.
By the way, we killed the Amber Golem.
The Ember what?
The Golem? Is that not what you were talking about?
You
This,
didn't
big
kill them.
Yeah, he said flame skulls and berserkers, but
Oh.
that being said, when's the last time you ever saw just one of anything? We should probably loot this fucker and get out of here as quickly as possible. Balin's like
Wait,
cagey looking over his shoulder.
but I think this is the place's application. It's a temple, right?
Balin has to think about that for a minute and weigh his intent to live on his obsession with portents and thinks to himself.
Well, you
Hold on.
do that. I'm curious.
Virgo starts digging through the golem.
Yeah, I'm curious about the golem itself.
Castle amid the ruins. Yeah.
Okay,
How does
make
it
a
work? You know, what powers?
I'm gonna
and-
search.
Arcana check. Pouring through it, it appears to just be solid amber at first. It doesn't appear to have any places to store anything, and it attacks you with its fists, so it doesn't appear that this creature in any capacity has anything on it. You could attempt to take some of the amber that has fallen off of it, but that's all it seems that this creature actually seems to offer. Most of which it seems to be fairly intact. There's only small little slivers of it that have fallen off from the shatter effects that were unnoticed in the fight. Phildinis, looking at this is a golem. This is a construct that has been made out of solid amber and then animated via magic.
Is there a power source?
There isn't a power source. It is just a magical construct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did
I
the
take
head-
as much as the amber as I can.
Did the head break off cleanly, and how heavy does it look if so?
Nothing of the creature actually broke off. It just there's portions of it that kind of exploded from the inward, sending shards down to the floor. The rest of it is still intact.
Okay.
Despite with the amount of damage you all did, it seems like you did manage to bring it down, but still in the case, it's still in one piece. There's just pieces of it missing. Imagine it has like a small baseball-sized hole in the front of its chest. Is all it's
Gotcha. So like Balin will look over to Blinkshaw and those guys and say, "I'm gonna snag the beak, because if we make it out of this, that's gonna look awesome in the trophy room."
I want to look into the place where the baseball-sized hole is.
Okay.
Just investigation, I guess.
Well, you don't have to make a check because you look inside the area where the baseball-sized hole is. You can already see through the creature. The creature is transparent. The amber itself is not an opaque surface. There's nothing inside of it. It's just completely transparent. It's solid all the way through.
I see like any signs of gunpowder or any explosives.
No, it just appears that the thunder damage is what caused the portion of this to be knocked out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ah,
Okay.
Do
I could have made you roll
to-
checks for that, but I realized no, I'm not gonna make you guys roll to realize. Oh yeah, Balin killed it.
Do I have to roll to carve the beak off? cleanly?
Make a survival check.
Can I help?
Guidance you. I will guidance you.
Yeah, guidance me and maybe give me some pointers too while you're at it, Blinkshaw, because I know you're really into stone cutting, and this is kind of like that.
I mean, I'm into stone cutting, but I am not into survival.
I'm
All right.
into archaeology,
I'm rolling.
digging stuff out, and have survival. That's the
This is not archaeology.
Yeah, basically, I'm just gonna go ahead and assume Balin's hands are shaking too much, and it just kind of eviscerates the head.
So yeah, you take a few seconds and you immediately realize there's no way. You got lucky cutting into it when you did. There's no way you're gonna be able to carve a piece of this off. It is too tough.
Okay.
This is something like when Blinkshaw was attempting to nail something into the walls. This amber is just made of something special.
All right, now the $1 million question: do I put this thing out in case we need it again when things get bad, or do I keep it out and let everyone see this big glowing beacon on us?
I put it away.
Yeah, here you go, Balin. Gurgle will give you the rapier.
Literally, part of me asking that was like, thieves' cant for, are you going to give me my sword back, or do I have to walk around with this thing and give away our position?
There you go, but you can't have my whip.
All right, fine. And I will extinguish the sunblade and hide it again
Alrighty.
on my person, and then to take back my rapier. And it was a sleight of hand to hide it, right?
Yes. He
Nice.
keeps tucking it away, nice and hidden.
I'm going to look out the window, the arrow slit here.
Mhm.
Is there anything out this way?
Staring out in that direction, all you manage to see is what appears to be. Let me write. You see a massive hall with pillars and statues looking back and forth through the slits. The arrows from the area that you first came in seem to lower down to this level as well. But looking out, it seems to be fairly open. In the midst of the darkness, you do manage to make out what appears to be maybe a statue of some kind. It's hard to see, and it seems to be fairly large, but you can only see just barely the edge of it before darkness covers the rest of your vision.
All right.
Lake, how? This is a temple. Are these vaunted high ceilings, or are they low ceilings?
Well, the ceilings here seem to be set into such a way where things can move normally. Let me give it a quick read. The ceilings here seem to be. I'm trying to do my math right quick here. The ceilings here stretch up to 15 feet. They're not vaulted. They do seem to be flat ceilings. Actually, no, that's right. They would be vaulted. They taper up towards the sides of the hallway, but the ceilings themselves appear to be 15 feet and descend down to around 12 feet.
And then, like, out, if I look out like through this door and up, are they all the same?
Significantly larger. The interior here of the main hall
Okay.
here seems to stretch up to about 60 feet at total height from the floor.
Okay. I'm gonna let Chris finish what he was doing in case he had more questions. Then I'll make my declaration.
No, I'm basically making sure that nobody's coming after us from that way.
Okay. I would like to summon Archimedes back now that we're not in combat, and have a quick little telepathic conversation with him.
Okay.
I need your eyes and your sneakiness here. Just run recon, but so we know there are flame skulls in here. You remember the flame skulls, right?
I remember the flame skull.
Yeah. There's apparently, well, the guy said skulls, so I'm assuming at least 2 flying around this thing somewhere. So keep an eye out. There might be shit in the air with you. Stay sneaky, and fuck, you can't dismiss yourself. I don't know. If you're close enough and you're in danger, tell me that you need to be poofed ASAP.
I'll be sure to bark real loud.
No, just do it in my head, dumbass.
He smacks you with his wing. What do you think I meant?
I imagine like the bones kind of rattle.
There's a bit of that.
Yeah, look, aren't you the cutest? I stick my fingers between his rib cage and tickle up and down a little bit.
All right, he gives you a nasty little peck to the side of the ear, not enough to actually do any damage before he jumps off your wing and starts to flutter through the doors beyond.
I blow him a kiss, but yeah, I'll roll for him now.
Balin, I feel like you deserve that for some reason.
Actually, we've never gotten along better.
Yeah, you guys get along great now. The talk really gave you an understanding about what each of you wants and needs. Alrighty, so I'm gonna have to step away here for a second because my stomach's bothering me, but we'll pick this up a second. If you guys want to take a quick break now, we can. I know it's a little early, but you know.
Okay.
That
Cool.
sounds good. We
Alright,
just killed an
then.
enemy.
Okay, cool.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey Keith. Never mind.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a headache.
That's no good.
Yeah. That fight was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Right?
Of course, we kind of threw everything we had at it.
Mine didn't work, but it's okay. Took a whole 10 seconds to kill it.
Yeah.
Oh. That's one spell slot.
I'm going to be mad if he makes me cross off that spell slot.
Ah. But I feel
Not
he's
mad,
saying it
but-
though. Watch. Shit. This looks like paperwork from my doctor.
So, I know you only texted like lights and stuff, but like the whole phone and driving thing is kind of worrying me because like I don't know, I knew a girl who died by texting and driving, and it's always something I've been kind of sensitive about since then.
Yeah, I understand. Like, it really bugs me when people actually drive and text too, or
Yeah.
Don't
or
do
use
that.
their phone, whatever. I'm wireless when it comes to talking. That's why I was just in chat. And
Yeah.
but no one jumped in. But no, I
Just be
understand.
careful.
I know of I know a lot of things over here in California that's not good when it comes to driving.
Mhm.
With my people I know or we went to school with.
Mm.
Like the other day, like
And-
it sounds kind of bad, but I was playing games, like board games, with my friends from high school, and I guess I was really drunk. And I started.
That's what you're saying if you're still recording.
No, I'm not saying anything illegal,
Okay.
but I don't
Just
I don't
make
do
sure.
anything illegal. I'm a good boy. And in all honesty, I am a good boy. I was talking about like, oh yeah, I remember this kid, and they were like, oh yeah, he OD'd or something, and they're like,
Oh
oh
my
I
god.
forgot all about that. So we went to like through the whole yearbook, like found it, and we're just talking about like who's alive, what they're doing, and who is not here anymore, stuff like that.
That's dark.
Well, that's a
It is
story.
really dark.
Yeah, I came from a kind of ghetto school, but like that's almost everyone too.
My my mother has friends when she was growing up that was kind of the white trash type because we grew up in Tennessee. So even if you're not, particularly that member of that, you do know somebody probably who falls into that category.
Right.
And, I think 2 years back, one of her friends, his son died in a car accident. I think he was like 18 years old while high on PCP. And it's just one of the things you hear. Like, I knew this kid when I was young. Like, when I was 7, he was like 4. So I didn't really know him until I was like 15 and he was 11. He was just this little kid. And like, when I heard it, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, people grow up and they do stupid shit. And like, you realize, man, these kids, they grow up and make poor decisions. Like, you don't expect somebody to make a stupid decision as they get older, but everybody grows up and makes stupid decisions.
Yeah. I kind of want to get back to the game.
Sorry.
You've ever been here for that?
Are we still waiting on anybody?
No, I was just saying maybe
We're ready.
not talk about this.
Oh, that's getting dark.
Yeah, so we can happily, we can go into the happy stuff.
Yay, happy!
The
in other
TPK
news-
machine.
TPK.
Yeah, in other news, the next module for D&D comes out later this month. I'm getting the 2 dice sets that I ordered will be coming in, which is going to be great.
Oh, random
I ordered
question.
them, I think, 2 months ago.
Hey, like, is it cool if I give you the payment for the whole month?
Sure.
Okay, that was all.
I'd like to go ahead and fill out my second character sheet if that's all right, just because I'm bored all the time.
No, I
I don't think she means
Ouch.
guys.
Yeah, I think meant outside the game. Yeah, I get it.
I didn't take that as, sorry, I don't have anything to do in session, so can I do something else in session?
No,
I
no,
took
no.
that
No.
I took that as I
Yeah.
have nothing else to do when I'm not playing this game. Can I start filling out another character sheet, please?
All I
Yeah,
think about
Sure.
is this. All I think about is this game, and that's all I want to work on in the games.
Yeah, literally.
I've gotten to the point where when I hear that, like, I understand what you mean by that. It's like you
Yeah.
literally, it's like when you're wanting to play this game and you're not playing this game, it's like, God, I want to do something. My Sunday group has made a lot of backup characters that I haven't given them character sheets. I told them, you just have to ask, but no, they don't ask. But
Yeah, like if you want to
won't
give me
have
10, I'll just import all the ones I've come up with, and then you can pick the ones
well,
you
if you're
want
gonna
as I
import
die.
them, then you don't need to. Then you don't need a character sheet. You can just import them.
Dropping back, I see as Balin lets Archimedes fly, kind of turns to the group and says, "And by the way, I'm gonna try and say a nice thing before I fuck it up. That was like a really good job about what we talked about. Like that was teamwork and trusting each other, and let's do stuff like that more often. I was very happy with that, despite getting hit by a giant tree sap.
Yeah.
Petrified
Despite some of
tree sap
you
monster.
looking like you've been smashed by a tree trunk.
Yeah, like aside from getting hit by a giant petrified tree sap monster, and my head really hurting, I think we handled that
Alright.
the best we could. No, it's an IC thing, so let them respond all.
Well, I was gonna ask, where is Archimedes heading to?
So I sent him out because there's vaulted ceilings here, and I warned him about the flame skulls and whatnot, and I'm just trying to he's getting for now up and into some shadowy rafters or something like that, and then I'm going to try to keep him within 100 feet and kind of scout ahead of us.
So while you are considering Blinkshaw, you're looking out. Make me actually with your passive perception. You notice as Archimedes just kind of sails out into the darkness, quiet, nice. He kind of sails out a little towards the middle of the room and starts to make his way up into the rafters. As he does this, there's a moment where he says, "There's a statue in the middle of the room. I can't see the head of it. Kind of obstructed." And at this point, Blinkshaw, you see as a single mote of fire shoots out like a beam. And then you don't hear anything, Balin.
Shit. So is his
shit.
17 wasn't enough to pick it up?
He
His
didn't
advantage.
apparently see. Yes, I was going to say at that point, Blinkshaw, the moment that the light came out, the moon was very briefly illuminated. It seemed to come out of a complete sphere of darkness.
That's
Like-
scary.
And considering, and Balin, what he was saying is that the statue itself, he could see the statue. The head, despite that, was in a sphere of darkness. He could not see it.
The head is in a sphere of darkness.
That's what you saw in that brief moment the fireball illuminated it, yes.
Oh shit.
Okay. And Archimedes didn't see that with the 17. That's why he didn't cry for help, right?
He did see the sphere of darkness. It's just that apparently whatever was in there caught onto him very quickly.
Okay. Well, I tried to help.
You have learned a valuable piece of information because of it. His sacrifice was not in vain. Apparently,
Oh.
there is something in the statue.
I'll have
So
Dennis bring
is
back
any-
Charles as a rat so that he can eat him.
Is any of this information relayed to us?
I
Well,
was
I mean-
just gonna say, I tell Phil Dennis, there's a sphere of darkness in the middle of that room, and a firebolt just came, or a mote of fire just came out of it. What the fuck is that?
Was there explosion?
Yeah, on my fucking familiar's face. Archimedes is out for a while, guys.
I
Like,
ask.
fire.
Yeah,
Wait, what did you see? What's
it
going
seems
on?
similar to, it didn't seem like a high level spell. It seems similar to some things you've seen Phil Dennis do. It looks like Ray of Frost, but it didn't seem to be cold. It seemed like just a ray of fire that's kind of shot out.
It
You-
looked like
you
a
see
hot
me-
ray of fire. It didn't.
Was it
blow up at
firebolt?
all.
Or was it a...
I don't.
Because
I
you've seen me
don't
use
know.
firebolt. I'm saying you've seen me use firebolt a lot.
Oh, I have seen you use it.
Yeah, I
it
use
looked like
fireball.
Oh, okay.
Firebolt, right?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say I use firebolt as my ranged attack now, and you've seen me do it a million times.
Did it look
So-
like firebolt?
It did look like firebolt.
Yes, it looked like firebolt.
All right, so there's a what is?
Void.
Did they trap something throwing fireballs?
You.
I guess we should stay out in the main room. Maybe that's where the artifact is.
Something in that statue, in that darkness, took him out. So
Was that
Right.
a flame skull?
Gurgle's going to use stealth and go into the next room.
I'm gonna
When you
stay
first walked
behind
in Flame
Gurgle.
Skull, they did have the ability to shoot fire, so it's possible, but you're not certain.
And the head's missing.
I will just remind you of that. Yes.
did the yeah, never mind. I was making sure I didn't know something, but yeah, I remember he didn't use that. So yeah. Hold on.
Should we take a small rest or something?
No, I mean we have to come up with an action plan. Are we really hurting enough that we should?
Really? Do you want some healing, Balin?
I mean,
We can all
Which
benefit
yeah.
from it.
how long does aid last? Is gonna last us again?
8
8
hours.
hours.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, because otherwise I'm at my max without it. But or no, I'm not. I'm below that, but
So
still.
if we're gonna do that, I turn to Phil Dennis. Can you get us? Why don't we get a nice little warm place to rest for a little bit?
Yeah,
Okay.
keep in mind if it might have seen Archimedes come out of this room, so it might have given our position away, even if the glowing sphere of light from the sunblade didn't. So
Yeah.
This
What?
this hallway's too small. We can try the classroom.
What about the How about the room
Yeah.
behind us?
As you're having this conversation and Gurgle is trying to sneak into the next room, yes, you see in this room, Gurgle, the walls and ceiling in the eastern portion of this bare stone room have collapsed. To the west is another set of open amber doors. The rest of that, the room is empty.
If the doors are open, I'm going to kind of sneak up to the wall and try to peek around the corner.
All right, sneaking out to there and peeking around the corner.
Say I have my bow drawn as well.
Yes. Looking out there, you see a black marble balcony 30 feet above the floor. Overhangs the northeast corner of the temple. The two ember doors leading from this balcony stand open, one of which you're standing in, and you see that there is another one off to the north here. Just beyond, at the edge of your vision, you do see that the statue that's there. You do see the statue that is set in the center of this hall. It stretches up even higher than this, and at the very top, you can see it make out there is a robe to the statue, strange in a way, but the top of it is completely covered in a sphere of utter blackness.
I'm gonna wait for the party to catch up, or at least see how long it takes before.
Are we all agreeing to go take a short rest, or are we going to press on? What do you want to do?
Let's
I
go
kind of
take a
want to
rest.
keep it. Oh,
All right,
What do you want
I
to
will,
do?
I will send a whisper spell to Gurgle. Just kind of let him know we're gonna hunker down in the classroom and recoup before we deal with
Oh.
whatever's in there.
All right. Yeah, Gurgle
I was
will
saying
run
I
back
like
with the
to
group.
press on, but if we're taking a rest, I will.
Oh, Tasha, you and I can press on, and they can take a nap.
Nope.
We got. Oh, okay.
We,
I'm not that bad.
I feel like we should warm up and heal up a little bit, especially given we know there's something dangerous up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, us.
We'll go.
I'll ask Phil Dennis.
Yeah.
That sphere of darkness spell. Do you know anything about that?
Let me think about it.
Well, you haven't actually looked at it yet. You haven't
Do
been
you-
able to
okay.
see it yet.
No,
Do you know what would create a sphere of darkness like that?
honestly.
I'm assuming it's a spell.
Make an
given
Arcana check.
the firebolt.
I want to ask the dude in here. Is he still here?
You don't see him at the moment, but he's also possible he's just hiding like he has been. Philodinus, I mean, a sphere of darkness, there is a spell called darkness that can do exactly that. That, light doesn't penetrate through, dark vision can't see through, and it takes some higher level magics to actually eliminate. Including
Hey.
magics
Yeah.
that are light.
It's only darkness, but it's like usually a large area.
How long does it last?
A minute, I believe. But that one you're describing seems to last a lot longer.
Well, we weren't looking at it for a minute.
That's true too.
I mean, there are also ways to make things impermanent, so. And that is something you just know in general as a wizard. There is ways to create effects that are permanent.
Well, if we go back out there and don't see it, then we'll know.
All right. Also, Tosh walks down the stairs, and you say he's still there, and you just hear, "What? You're back already? What happened now?"
Do you know anything about that sphere of darkness in the other room?
Sphere of darkness. What are you talking about?
We got
I
shot
need to
out by
insight that.
fire.
Jesus, wasting all the crits.
I never went out into the main room.
What do you say?
I never went out into the main room.
All right. Where were the flame skulls at?
In the hallway across from the hall. The middle area.
The
When
balcony?
we first came in, we turned left. The
Okay.
first room seemed to be a camp of some kind, and we started going down the hall, and that's when the flame skulls found us.
All right. Us.
Yes, us.
Him and his teacher, I believe.
I thought your teacher died at the waterfall.
I'm regretting telling you guys that they were lying to you, because now I feel like there's going to be some metagaming going on. Because you guys seem to have trusted them fully, and now you're like, hold on, maybe we should go back and talk to them again.
Oh no, I only incited whether I knew about the sphere of darkness. I'm not really listening to this part.
I forgot that he
Well,
lied to us.
you didn't tell us that he lied to us. You told us that what we already knew, which was that the wizard died at
But
the.
that was also the GM telling you
waterfall.
something out of character, not something that your characters
Oh.
had thought to consider. Keep that in mind.
Okay. Am I not allowed to talk about it then?
I mean, if you come up with a reasonable reason to be suspicious of him, then fine. But at that point, you hadn't been suspicious of him. Like, you guys seem to have trusted him
I
fully,
can't
but
remember it.
I will
it
say
was-
the us jumped out at me as well, and I was reaching for my mic to be like, I thought he died.
well, Because
assume
you
he
can
meant
say
the
that,
other
you can't make an
wizard
insight
going
check.
to-
All right.
Because as you say that, he says, "Yes."
No.
Good
Ah,
Christ.
wow, you guys are just pulling the insight. As he's saying that, his hand raises up, and you see as there's a soft, a spider kind of creeps out onto the front of his palm, and he says, "All right, show yourself, fuck."
Gurgle shoots the spider.
Oh.
Serious? Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
He's got a phobia. That makes
Uh,
sense.
Make an attack roll against the spider.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
16.
All right. Your arrow hits the spider, and there's a moment where the spider itself, the arrow kind of flips over it, like it hit a force of impact it wasn't expecting. At which point the man just kind of turns and screams, "What the hell do you think you're doing to my familiar?" At which point the spider transforms into a little demon. And I want everybody to roll me initiative, please.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Holy crap!
No, that's definitely an in-character thing for you. You've been on very much on record that you hate
Yeah,
spiders.
sorry,
and I
guys.
didn't, like I
Yeah,
was,
no,
I
I'm
was
not giving
looking
you
up.
shit for it.
Oh, I wasn't. Can you put that
Jesus
in for me?
Christ.
I wasn't.
One.
Oh
Unbelievable.
God, I feel terrible.
I forgot to put in my token.
Tell them people to respect D&D time.
I don't know.
It's like toilet time. You gotta leave us alone.
Right.
Private time. Don't bother.
4 hours on the toilet.
All right.
So, that's still
Hang on.
toilet time.
Don't go
I
there.
know.
We're keeping a highbrow for the internet. Oh man.
Parting wishes I'd just given this guy a free turn, because obviously he was going to respond with a little bit of frustration, but now that I've asked for initiative, I don't imagine this is going to go very well for him. Alright, yes, and Tasha's initiative.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
Everyone 14. Alrighty, in this initiative, Phil Dennis is actually the one that's up first.
I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, everybody. Gurgle is just very jumpy at everything. I think we should take a moment. Gurgle,
He shot my
apologize.
familiar!
It's a spider, man. Like,
It's
Not a spider, it's a quasit!
I probably.
It was
would've known
definitely a spider. You all saw a spider, right?
that. The point being
What is it now?
it came out of nowhere and it freaked him out. I'm sure he doesn't mean anything by it.
Is that thing a spider?
And we know
What's going
familiars,
on?
Spider, it's a quasit!
and familiars can come back. We all know that. I've been through this a number of times. We apologize. It was just he's very jumpy around spiders. It's kind of his worst nightmare.
Oh, what are you actually doing, Phil Dennis?
I was trying to defuse the situation.
Make a persuasion
And ready
check.
in action too.
No, that was my action.
If he's actually trying to defuse the situation, make a persuasion check.
Yes.
Aw.
Yeah.
Alright.
Look at that +4.
He kind of stares around and says, "You all have been suspicious since you got here."
That's my turn.
You got any more spiders?
Alright.
Are we done with the spiders?
He kind of looks around the room at that moment, and he says, "Eh." At which point the quasit, let's see here. The quasit moves up to here, kind of jumps up on the back, raises his hands, and just starts screaming at you in a strange, horrible language, Gurgle. And I would love for you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Is it something I might understand? I'm just curious.
Nope.
Okay.
Alright, as these words kind of fill your ears, Gurgle, you are terrified. You are now frightened. And specifically, you're frightened of this little demon creature. Thashra.
I'm gonna I'm gonna shoot a sacred flame at the demon creature.
Okay.
I apologize for talking with Footman.
It does have advantage on this save, but it's still going to fail anyways. Alright, That appears to be enough to just completely abolish the creature. The flame washes upon it, and it just explodes. At which point his
Am I
eyes
still
turn from...
feared?
No, you are no longer feared, because the source of your fear has now just been destroyed completely.
Ah!
But his frustration turns from Gurgle towards you, Toshra. And he seems to be quite upset that you just killed his familiar.
This familiar can attack though. Lucky him.
Alright, Gurgle.
I'm gonna run on down to stand by Toshra, and I will just take a dodge action.
Okay. You take the dodge action. Vilnius kind of stares around the room and says, I don't have a means to summon another one. I'll freeze to death here. You all will! And he begins to cast a spell.
I got nothing. I'm just saying.
Alrighty. Alright, he casts a spell after speaking arcane language. His hands raise out, and I need Toshra and Gurgle to make me Constitution saving throws.
Boom!
Jesus,
Christ,
guys.
man.
Don't worry, this is all going to come back to hurt us so much later.
Wow, and I rolled super poor damage on this attack, so this is going to be great for you guys. Alright, so Toshra, you fail as a cone of cold washes across the room and just completely envelops the both of you as he's screaming, How do you like the cold? Toshra, you fail. You're going to take 25 points of cold damage. Gurgle, you succeed. You're going to take half. You're only going to take 12. I want to point out on 8d8, I rolled 5 2s.
Nice.
So,
That's a lot.
wow. I am rolling super low damage, but that's good for you guys. Alright, he is clearly taking a hostile action now. Blink shot.
Does there look like any way to salvage this situation at this point?
It would take some serious convincing, you think.
Cast Charm Person.
I
Mm.
don't have a charm person. I am going.
Whisper. You might have magical ink. No.
Did he speak when he cast that spell?
Yes.
All right. I am going to cast.
I knew where that was going as soon as you asked that, so let's just go ahead and the area of effect that I believe is a 20-foot radius.
That's correct.
Started checking my spells immediately to see what was Like, ah, shit.
20-foot radius.
All of my spells.
Well. Oh wait.
Why is your 20-foot radius bigger than my 20-foot radius? Hold on. Something
I
doesn't
don't-
add up here.
One is blue.
I see your sports is as big as mine.
Let's see if you know how to use it.
Ooh.
Yes, okay. I'll delete mine. You can use yours. I was dragging one over to you.
That was the green one I just put up. I wanted to make like
Nice.
Somebody move it. I don't care. Just place it wherever it is, Blink Shot.
It keeps on moving back.
I've been
Basically,
missing it.
there we go. Is it the smaller circle in it, or?
It is the larger circle, but keep in mind that you can. The center of the point has to be within range. You can't cast that through a wall, so the center does have to be inside of their area of the effect. So at the very minimum, Toshra and you are going to be inside this area.
Well, I'm gonna back myself up. I'm gonna back that thing up,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the-
and that
Back
one,
that
I see
beat
that
up.
the point in between the two arrows is like at the back wall.
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah, that should be fine.
I'm gonna do that.
You guys
and I'm
islands.
gonna start screaming. We need to calm down. I know I can't actually affect things, but we didn't mean to do that, and I think we can help you in bringing it back.
All right. You realize you just cast silence. He can't hear you.
Oh, he can't hear in there.
You also can't respond either.
I can't reverse that, can I?
You can drop concentration on the spell.
Nope.
Oh my god, that was so great.
Bleach on
Sorry.
hand,
I'm sorry. I want to cast silence on him, and then I want to try and talk him down.
I don't want him to talk. I want us to talk to him.
Yeah,
But I'm
you know that
dumb.
no sound can pass through the barrier. So you realize this a second later, it's like, oh, well, at least he can't cast any spells that require full components.
I turn and I look at Balin and I say, "Well, I'm a moron."
No, you're a dwarf.
Ah!
Well, you're still my spiritual guide. Now, if I'm outside, I can cast into it, right?
Yes.
Spell.
So long as it's not something that requires sound to pass through. Yes.
Like no thunder.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that anyway. That's a verbal. I have to be up and close. But then I just remembered Charm Person has disadvantage if you're fighting him, so I'm not going to do that either. All right.
I feel like the Sunblade would work.
We're not going to use the Sunblade here. I'm going to whack him with some non-lethal damage with my +1 rapier.
Okay.
Just regular, not casting a spell.
Mm-hmm. All right, an 18 is going to hit. He does attempt to raise a hand up and shield himself from you, and then he immediately realizes that didn't do anything, and you just whack him right in the side of the head.
Also, something I found out while I was looking at my spells about what was verbal or non-verbal. I'm like, okay, I can't shield. And that means neither can he. And I will.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not at disadvantage. Shit. Okay, I will. Can I draw and swing with my? Oh wait. No, they can hit me because he's a wizard. Would I be able to draw and swing a offhand weapon?
Did you guys come into the room with all your weapons drawn?
I had the rapier from when Gurgle gave it back to me, but I mean,
Okay.
I could have put it away, but I didn't do. Okay. I'll try to do the same thing with the silver short sword.
Alright, another hit. And you whack him with the other blade.
Does he even look bloodied?
I mean, he's taken 2 good blows, but at the moment he still seems to be holding himself together. He doesn't seem to have fared well from those 2 attacks.
Yeah, I was hoping he's a wizard, but I forgot I don't get sneak attack, so I guess there's not a whole lot I can do here.
That was a real good use of like diplomacy.
I used the back of the blades, isn't that obvious?
Yeah.
I'll take a 5-foot
I
step
like
back and
compliment.
provoke.
Alright, you take a step back. He doesn't have any weapons out.
Please don't have Warcaster.
He doesn't have any weapons out, so he doesn't do anything.
He also
He
doesn't
can't-
have a reaction anymore. He already tried using it.
For what?
He already
Oh,
tried to
that's
use-
right.
Yeah, he tried to use shield.
Oh, in that case, I'm really gonna make a run for it. Actually, no, I'll stay up close because he's a caster, and that probably makes him uncomfortable.
Okay. So Dennis.
All right, I want to go up the stairs, right there, and I want to cast the earthen grasp. Try to firmly grasp
Really?
it. Yes, really. I'm sorry. It just came to me. I'll put it right there on that side, though.
You are a grown man, Leo.
I am, and I'm wearing a.
Yeah, I will shout to the others like, we probably should try not to kill him. But then I look at Tasha and I'm like, but if we have to.
Alrighty, so he has to make a strength save.
Yes, sir.
This will go amazing for him. He got a natural 20.
Of course he did.
Of course he did, because that's just what we're doing today, apparently.
Everyone gets a natural 20 on their weakest things.
Yep. Except
He only got a 19, I'll tell you that. He barely made it regardless. Alright, yes, the fist immediately reaches up from the sound, without a sound. Actually, I'm curious how you're casting Earth and Grasp when it's a stone floor. There is no earth to cast this spell with. You know, it's fine.
I was
It
kinda
works
hoping
itself
it
up
would
through the
matter,
cracks in the
but
floor.
okay.
Okay, I'll give you that. It works itself up through the cracks in the floor. There is a narrative here. And as he continues to reach out and grab him, he slips free from its grasp and stares around in a panic, realizing things are not going his way. Wait, Tasha.
I'm gonna cast Hold Person.
Step out of the silence first.
Well, yeah, I'm stepping out. Thank you. I meant to do that. Hold Person.
Alrighty.
I was trying to do the same thing.
It's TV, so he's well within range. He does get a wisdom save. He fails the wisdom save miserably.
Alright, I'm gonna keep one person out.
Alrighty. Alright, he seems to freeze and solidify into place. Girl.
All right.
Can I shout
Gurgle's-
something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tie him up. We need him for information.
All right. Gurgle screams, "I don't know what to do!" and dives behind these desks and just tries to hide.
She just said what to do.
And yeah, I'll use my bonus action to stealth or hide, and I will use my normal action to dodge in case he attacks.
Okay, make a stealth check. Would you dive behind the pew and try and hide? I say a pew. These are benches. All right. On his turn, well, he's paralyzed, so all he can do is attempt to save out of it at the end of his turn. What is your save DC?
14.
All right. He begins to move at the end of his turn. Blink jaw.
No.
Oh crap! That ruins my plan. Well, I'm gonna walk up and smack him, but non-lethal.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Unfortunately, he's a little more dexterous than that, and he managed to step back as Hugh just cleaves into this stone podium.
Good mage.
Doesn't he have advantage on the attack?
No, he's
He
not
managed to
helped.
save against his paralysis.
Oh, it's right.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. Or unfortunately for you all. Fortunately for him.
I'm gonna hang out.
I also love the idea of Blinkshot just stepping in, and as he steps in, his armor stops making noise, and there's just this massive swing into the side of this podium, cleaving into the stone, and it's just dead quiet. It's like the scene from a movie where they just turn the sound off.
I think I sat on the mute button.
I'm gonna walk over to here, so that if he tries to get out of the, can I ready a, or not ready, but if he tries to move away during a reaction, am I able to use a non-lethal attack during the reaction?
You can use an opportunity attack can be non-lethal.
Okay, then I will do this.
Okie dokie, Balin.
I will step here and trying to get his eyes, and I'm like, I kind of shrug like, sorry, and I'm gonna hit him for non-lethal damage this time, hopefully getting sneak attack.
Mm-hmm. Which is curious how you can sneak attack when you're using non-lethal damage, but sure, why not?
I figured sneak attack is going for vulnerable places, so it's like it's thwacking on the temple or something. 'Cause it's you know how to be cheaty in fights.
I don't want to kill you, but I can't have you following me. Tunk!
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, with my charisma, it should be a knee to the groin, but I just can't.
Welcome
would
to
be a waste of
Tuesdays
such
where we
talent.
love Princess Bride, if you haven't noticed already.
Is he still up after 35 points?
Holy crap.
No, he goes down. He
Alright.
goes down like a sack of dead weight.
Oh.
Alright, so he collapses at that point.
I will use my bonus action to kind of strike a pose. And minor illusion my hair to whip back.
I was like, I use
Nothing happens because you're still in the silence.
That's not verbal. That's the one thing that's not verbal on my sheet, actually.
You're right, it isn't verbal, so it works. So
Tasha
there's
rolls her eyes
illusion
so
of
hard.
his hair flipping back, but you also see his real hair is there, so it doesn't seem very convincing.
Nor should it's nothing with Balin's convincing.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Alright, cast Cure Wounds on yourself.
I feel like I could use the fist to grab Balin, but I don't want to.
I see Tasha casting Cure Wounds, and I say, no, you don't need to. Fuck, I'm silenced.
Too late.
Yeah, we need this to conserve spell slots, people.
Alright.
Wait, what happened? I didn't do it. You saw the spider, right?
silence
It was a
Rob.
spider.
Healing goes through, and the rest of you are kind of staring in the room as this wizard has been knocked thoroughly unconscious.
Look for magical
He's just kind of
boots.
laying there, slightly drooling on the side of the floor.
Oh wow, good job, guys.
Gargle, that was a friendly, well, maybe not friendly, but not a mean spider. And because of that, hey, wait, let me finish. Because of you, we had to concuss this guy, but I understand we should have said something. That one's on us. But sometimes spiders aren't going to hurt you. Sometimes people are about to give us information we need, and we shouldn't always kill their spiders, which are actually some other thing. Can I roll an Arcana to figure out what the hell that was?
Sure.
You said he was a familiar.
Jesus Christ! I'm wasting all the good crits.
That was exactly what he told you was. That is a Quasit. A Quasit is a demonic creature. Very low on the echelons of creatures themselves. Let me double check to see.
My first question is, why can't I summon a Quasit? Balen's like, the fuck? Why can't I? Going through a spell book, like, this is bullshit.
Yeah,
Quasit
give me a second.
Tuya.
I'm looking up to see if it's a devil or a demon, because sometimes that can make a very serious difference. And also, sorry that I'm sounding like I'm a little muffled. I'm currently sucking on a pop. Like a what the fuck are they
Like
called?
a blow pop.
A lollipop.
Blow pop,
Or a
yeah.
blow pop.
A blow pop.
Yeah.
We get it.
Why don't you call it
We
a
figured
sucker?
it wasn't the
You're
microphone.
This is specifically a demon. It's one of the lower echelons of the creatures from. God damn it! Now I can't remember which one demons are.
They're from the
Oh,
abyss.
They're those. Okay, demons are the best.
Demons
The
are
devils
abyssal,
are one, and
devils
demons are
are-
the others.
Devils
So,
are.
like, with that roll, can I know that that's not a normal familiar? It's not
With
on my
that roll-
fucking spell list.
So there are other familiars that creatures can get, and it is, but this having familiars like this is less of creating a creature and actually finding one and just making a pact with it. This is so obviously it shows that this wizard went through the time and effort to summon a demon and then make a deal with it to make it his familiar.
That
Yeah,
means bad news.
yeah. I don't know if I know the term in character, but if I know at least that much, I'm gonna turn and say that's not a familiar. This guy made a deal with something evil.
Yeah.
See, I told you. It was a spider, and spiders are all evil.
So
Anybody that works with spiders.
yeah, you know that devils hail from the 9 layers of the 9 layers of hell.
Yeah,
Or
but
specifically
like,
the 9 layers of Thor.
I don't know if I know what that class is in character, so I'm just going, this guy got that for trading something, and he's not a friendly. So now
Yeah,
I
he's
feel
a real
less
bad dude.
Now I feel less bad about this.
I have a question. Can I roll an intelligence check to see if I remember that the wizard was alone?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, with a 12, you don't remember it ever being mentioned that the wizard had an apprentice. You know, people say that the wizard came here and he formed it up. In all the tellings, there was never, a wizard and his apprentice. It was just the wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And the wizard was the dead like pile of skeletons that we found earlier, right?
No, that's a different guy.
Okay, it's a different wizard. What is the
And,
wizard we're
I
talking
heard
about?
somebody said that he was searching him. Go ahead and make me an investigation check if you're searching him.
I was about to say that, so.
Oh.
Balen's already got it.
Everyone else can do it too. Oh,
He's gonna
guidance too.
lose concentration on that hand.
Jesus Christ, my guidance rolls suck. Anybody else checking him? He's tied up, so everyone can
Yeah.
investigate as much as they
Yeah,
want.
I'm gonna get all in
I
there.
wanted to investigate him anyway.
It's all friskum.
Yeah,
Searching through him, you
get
see
all
that he doesn't
handsies.
appear to have a whole lot on him.
We suck.
jeez, terrible.
You do find two things. First of all, he does appear to have a book on him. A book that, as you kind of peer into it, after finding it, clearly a spell book, Fildenus. This guy was a wizard. He does have a spell book on him. You also find what appears to be a finely crafted necklace or amulet on him. But other than that, you don't find anything else on him.
This is the necklace in the book.
I want to check and see if he has any vampire bites on him.
Make a
Medicine
medicine check.
Medicine.
Check the altar, the desk. he was
His
sitting
neck is
behind.
unblemished. You check thoroughly.
Okay.
Yeah, I will actually investigate the altar. Did he have like a hiding place or a dugout cubby hole, or is he literally just living under?
Looking on the interior of the altar, there doesn't appear to be anything in it. It seems like he was. You're not sure how he was staying here and avoiding both the cold and lack of food that is in this place, but he was managing somehow.
Well, he said the Quasit had something to do with it. I don't know if
It
I
was
know.
making him warm. He said it made him warm. You
We'll
think
take
they
the
like
stuff for
cuddled?
sure. I mean, if I were gonna freeze to death, I'd definitely turn Archimedes into something.
I feel like the
Thank God he's dead right now, or he would hate hearing that.
that's being shared. I want to give Blinkshaw the amulet. But like
To make up for the one you lost.
oh man. No.
That was a low blow.
I feel like if this guy was able to bring something evil with him, that maybe he'd be a little bit more protective on this item. If it's something affiliated with it.
So he's
identify-
evil. Is he definitely evil?
We're not
We
sure.
don't know, but he definitely made a deal with something evil.
All right, so we should check if he's evil.
Guys, can we tie him up and stuff his mouth so that he can't wake up and kill us all?
I already tied him.
He has
Not-
been tied up.
So,
Okay.
but sometimes they can get out. Let's break his fingers. This way he can't cast any spells or get out of the rope.
Stop torturing the prone guy. He's tied up. Just gag him.
Did he have
In fact, I'll gag him so that you don't do anything horrible to him.
Did he have like a opponent?
Okay, but if he gets out,
What'd you say, Leo?
Did he have like a component pouch? Because he's a wizard? Or did he have a spell focus, maybe?
Yep, spell focus.
Okay.
I have a feeling that's what the amulet is.
It could be. Could be the book too.
Right.
I will gag him.
Mark
more
down a
words.
crystal sphere.
Oh,
For me.
There's an arcane focus.
crystal
There you go, Leo.
spear.
Leo, sorry, Phil Dennis.
Yeah.
I know we had planned on coming in here to rest. Can you start getting that up and running? Because we're gonna need to warm up. Speaking of being warm.
I was gonna ask if it's large enough to actually do it. Because I can kind of squeeze it there, but it kind of goes through an altar or something.
are we talking about? Can we move this altar?
I mean,
The
Blink's
altar
already
itself
smashed
has
it.
been carved into the ground.
So if I can't cast it here, we might have to go somewhere else.
I think you
We can
cast
go
it
to the
there.
hallway. That was a big hallway.
All right. DM question: can I cast it here?
I'm trying to consider how this operates in this situation. It's not something I've had a lot of time to think about.
Can he make it just like a few inches smaller?
He can't make it smaller because that's just the way the magic works. He could potentially cast it as it is. But I will say in this instance, you do know that if something were to happen to move the objects that are obstructing the side, then it would not complete the dome. It would just leave an opening in the dome that something could come through.
Interesting.
Like you
So
could
that's-
cast it and it could be obstructed, but if it was obstructed, then if that thing were to be moved, at which point anything could just come through where the opening is. It doesn't fill itself in.
Phil Dennis, can you transmute the stone altar away? We've seen you do that stuff before.
It's fairly large.
Well,
I mean, just
the small
just that
podium that you're
corner.
sitting next to isn't that large.
I mean, I can try. It would take some time too. It's like maybe 10 minutes or so a square foot. You know.
It would
much
take
do
you a
we
bit of
really
time
need?
to actually do.
Yeah, I feel like
It feels like a long time. Gurgle checks the watch. What are we on? Are we on the second D?
You are still in the second D.
If something
I mean-
comes in here and attempts to move these objects, we'll know before they get to move the objects.
Exactly.
I guess so. We'll just do it that way. Just.
All right.
I'll start
Plop.
casting it there,
Okay.
and then I'll be right back.
Okay.
real quick.
I'd like everybody to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh yeah, it's cold.
Blink, show you have advantage.
Everybody has advantage.
Oh.
Oh, do
yeah.
we?
We have
They're all
advantage,
wearing
though.
winter cloaks.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ, guys! Seriously.
My 10.
Crit. That reminds me. You're still at disadvantage on all ability checks, Tashra.
Oh,
So it's
because
still a
you are
straight
still
roll.
suffering a level of you're still suffering a level of exhaustion. This is not an ability check.
So
This is a saving throw.
Ah.
But for all the ability checks that have been made previously, you were at disadvantage on those, which means you were
Oh.
also surprised in the Amber Golem fight.
Oh.
Start the encounter over.
I'm just saying, gotta remember that, guys. I can't keep track of
Yeah.
everything myself.
I forgot about that.
Is there there's not like a thing you can tick on the character sheet that tells you exhaustion does?
There is.
There is
You can-
actually. It's
you can
set
make
right in
it-
the middle of the character sheet.
But it doesn't automatically
Ah.
take stuff off your ability checks.
It does not. You have to remember to do that yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody forgets exhaustion. It's one of the things where like everybody forgets. Oh right, I have disadvantage. You gotta remember because it's just one more thing that I have to remember. Alrighty. So in this instance, with the increased difficulty of the save, because you guys are really starting to freeze yourselves together, Phil Dennis, you also begin to succumb to the cold. You are going to take a level of exhaustion.
All right.
Everybody else manages to succeed.
So guys,
Hey,
go ahead,
yeah,
Hero.
go ahead.
No, I insist after you.
Can any of you magic makers make fire, or do we have to do this the old-fashioned?
We talked about this, but it's warm in the hut. At least usually, right? DM.
The hut is temperature.
Is it
controlled.
more?
Yeah, but
We just need to
being
Oh,
around
okay.
being around a fire won't make us warmer. It'll just stop us from
Okay.
getting colder.
Yeah. Never
That's how
mind. then.
fucking cold it is.
Oh.
So I mean, that
And go ahead. That's all I had to say. If it's
I mean,
warm in here, I'm good.
that's kind of where I was going with this. If this is, if we can only stave off the cold and can't get better, I mean, how deep into this temple can we go? How many trips up can we make? I mean, are we prepared to combat this cold? Do we have a plan for it? Is there a healing spell that can do something about it?
Do I know if less restoration would cure exhaustion?
It does not.
It does not. Okay.
Do either of you guys know a spell that does?
That'd be a
don't think
religion check.
I'll make one.
I'm asking both of you guys because I'm definitely not going to be able to roll religion.
But I have disadvantage on it.
All right.
You do have disadvantage on it.
Roll two
That
20s.
was a save, not a roll. So
Nope.
Oh, yeah. Nope.
None of you can think of one at the moment.
Blake Shell, can you roll religion?
A religion, I thought you said a wisdom check.
Yes, religion.
I mean, either way, I
Unfortunately, you
rolled
still don't.
6 the first time, so it would have been a 9.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't think of anything.
Well, what normally cures
Thing I know is
someone's exhaustion?
Sleeping.
Typically, exhaustion. There are two things that get rid of it, and this is more of an out-of-character talk. You have to remove the source of the effect that is causing the exhaustion. For example, if you're starving, sleeping for a night is not going to remove the fact that you're starving. If you're freezing, resting when you are not freezing tends to help with that.
That's just like a long rest, right? Like
So a
without-
long rest inside of the tiny hut would remove your levels of exhaustion from freezing.
But we can't do that in here.
So yeah, so we're currently doing a short rest. What's our plan? What are we
Well,
doing? We going
if you
deeper?
guys wanted to start considering taking your long rest, that is a possibility. It has
I
been long
would-
enough since your last one to do so.
I want
I
to talk
see.
to this guy first.
Yeah. What do we want to do for this guy?
Well, if we're taking a long rest after this, I can start by charming him.
Let's go with like a short rest for
Okay.
now, and then if we decide to take a
I'm not-
long rest, we can. But
I can't move myself. How do I?
what?
You're
And
just
can't
frozen.
move my
the,
turn.
the area of effect doesn't.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
clicking the wrong thing, I think.
There we go. Thank you. I'm going over here.
So
I'll
we need
I'm
to-
over
start
the guy.
casting Identify. Maybe on the amulet there, Blake Shaw.
Yeah, if you guys want to take your short rest, let him cast Identify. I'll bring Archimedes back. We can use whatever resources needed to talk to this guy and get all the information. And then maybe we'll consider taking a long rest somewhere so that we can beat back some of this cold and deal with whatever the fuck that globe of shadow thing is.
Okay.
Is that a good plan?
Well,
Yeah.
it was so the glowing the blob of shadow was on the head of the statue. Do you think maybe there's one of these flaming skulls hiding in there? Like, is
That's
it
what I'm
like a
thinking.
game? Like it's
Maybe.
literally the head of the statue, maybe.
It could be. They didn't seem that trickstery last time we saw them, but mainly they just floated around a well of souls and then spit fire at us when we got too close.
What was the Endure spells?
Yeah, so I'll at least cast that ritually.
Which one?
You're casting what?
I'm gonna. Oh wait, we don't have the brazier anymore, do we?
Nope.
No.
Oh shit.
Yep.
In that case, I guess I'll just take a short rest. I'll cast
When
detect
did you
magic
lose the brazier?
ritually. We lost it in on the horse.
The horse.
You
got
guys,
crushed.
you guys just stopped carrying it with you. Okay.
Yeah. It was
No, I
too
mean like
heavy.
when Spud died, we lost it. I think, right?
No,
I
What
think
happened?
it was still there.
No, what happened was we all ran away from Strahd while
Yeah.
and that was one of the things that we didn't grab because it was too heavy.
Yeah, it is fairly heavy, so it's reasonable that you guys just didn't take it because nobody really has the ability to carry it. It is kind of a fairly large, obtrusive. It's like carrying around a big heavy urn.
Right. So we don't have
Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna cast detect magic as a ritual and then take a short rest
Okay.
just to check
Okay.
out
Gurgle's
stuff we got.
gonna just pull out some daggers and keep an eye on the guy.
Oh,
Alright,
if
you
I have a
guys-
spell not prepared, can I still cast it ritually? Yes, I can, right?
As a wizard, yes. If it's one of your
I am
wizard spells.
I am a wizard, and it is a wizard spell.
Okay.
So in that case, I will also cast Alarm, since we have an opening, as a ritual, and then detect magic.
No, we don't have an opening unless somebody moves the object.
You can leave and then do it on the door, and then come back in.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Which one are you doing first?
I can only do one, I think, right? I will do it on the... Is there any other entrance to the room besides that door?
Not that you found.
I will cast it on the door here, then.
And I'm not sure if Gurgle mentioned it, but he did use the Wand of Secrets and didn't find any secret openings here.
I don't remember it, okay. Yeah, so I will cast
He
Alarm on
didn't
the
say
door and
anything.
then come back in.
He would feel embarrassed for using it and not finding anything.
As well, you should.
He has not referenced it at all. Oh, Gurgle is such a true to character person. I love it.
I will designate members of the party and familiars of the party as the people that will not trip the alarm.
Remember?
Okay. So the dome is cast. All of you are safe and warm inside. It is much more bearable than the frigid temperatures than the ones that are outside. Balin slips outside to go and cast Alarm on the door. Fredilinus starts to cast Identify on the amulet.
Mhm.
And Blinkshaw is casting Prayer of Healing on the group. Okay. So in this order, because I imagine Blinkshaw is going to be the one the furthest. Blinkshaw, you can go ahead and finish your Prayer of Healing.
Ready?
I'm alright.
Oop.
I need healing, but
Yeah, no. I thought I heard you say, "Oh shit," or something.
no.
No, that was me because I bashed my knee on my
I
computer
want to
desk.
say like
Ah,
But Curly and I have very similar voices, so that makes sense.
I think if we knew that
when I'm sick, yeah.
if Balin
I
was
do ask for
outside-
clarification. Is Vilnius getting this Prayer of Healing to wake him up?
is Balin back in the circle?
Actually, he would be outside of the circle when you're
That's
at this
what I was
point.
saying. Like I would.
So
say if we
yeah,
knew
wait
that-
Because
till
he's going to
I'm
cast
wait till
Alarm.
I'm done to cast it.
If I waited till he was back, then I would tell people he's about to wake up before finishing.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty. So in this case, it'll be Phil Dennis that finishes first. You begin to identify the amulet that you found, Phil Dennis, and it is a strange one. With the identification, it is not a item in and of itself that grants benefits. The identification of this amulet signifies that it is a control amulet for something else, though it does not reveal what it is a control amulet for.
Interesting. I'll relay the information to everyone that's in the dome. This is
Okay.
this is a controller for something. I don't know what it is though.
You think it controlled the little fuzzy thing?
Probably allowed the spider to control him.
Maybe.
I mean, he called it a
Was he
familiar,
wearing-
though. I mean, that's not how that relationship works.
Was he wearing it?
He was not wearing it. It was hidden on his person.
I don't think he never called it his familiar, did he?
Yeah, twice. Why did you kill my familiar? And you've killed my familiar. I'll never. Cold.
Oh, I didn't hear it because I was freezing. That snowball's in my ears. And Gargle like giggles and like looks at Tashra. Right, Tashra.
All right. At this point, everybody will come back into the circle after finishing the rituals. Valen, everybody will heal 16 from the Prayer of Healing, and the figure on the ground that was knocked out cold, haha, will start to roll and stir and kind of look around in a panic, realizing that he's not only bound but he is gagged.
I would have put the amulet in the book away if I had time. I'm not sure what the time frame was.
Okay.
So he doesn't. Yeah, he does not know which one of us has his book and amulet.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the finger is pretty strong at which way it would go, but.
Chris, that cost you a slot for Prayer of Healing?
Yep.
Seems like a waste if we're taking a long rest. Oh no, I guess not because we're getting a shit back. Okay, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the figure is awake and he is shaking and stirring, trying to fight against the fact that he is bound and gagging a little bit in his attempts to spit out whatever you have shoved into his mouth.
All right, I vote Blinkshaw. Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry. So I vote Blinkshaw. He's the least intimidating and is the least likely to call him like a cocksucker, which is what I would say.
Blinkshaw, do you have Zone of Truth prepared?
In fact, I do.
That's great.
Gurgle pantomimes locking his lips with a key and throwing it away.
So
Which is thieves can't for. I ain't telling them shit.
Oh no, he's saying he's not going to talk. He knows his place, and this is.
I will cast Zone of Truth.
Okay. I would like everybody to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah, that's
I have advantage on that.
You do.
Oh, that's a check. Never mind. Hang on.
Boom.
That was a check.
No, it's a saving throw. It's not a check.
I know. I made a check. I didn't mean to.
Well, you rolled an 18 anyways. 25, 19. Balin fails.
15.
Everybody but Balin succeeds. Actually, hold on. I need to make his save. Everybody but Balin succeeds.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is not a wisdom save. It is a charisma save.
I still have advantage on that.
It's a charisma save?
It is a
Really?
save. Yep.
Roll him again.
All right, everybody re-roll.
Can I just have a 17?
Oh my god.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, let's roll again.
So Balin still fails. Phildida still fails. Blinkshaw's gonna fail. What did you roll first time, Blinkshaw? Well, we can abort.
Aw.
You rolled a 19. Yeah, you're fine. Kurgle, you rolled an 18. You're fine. Balin fails. So literally the same thing happens. Everybody fails or everybody succeeds, but Balin. And in the interest of fairness, he also succeeds as well. He still succeeds.
Who does?
With an
Okay,
FX 16. Yeah.
Of course.
The dude.
So the only person you become aware of Blinkshaw. The only person who is now forced to tell the truth is Balin.
Hey, Balin.
Hey, what's up?
You have to tell the truth. You know that.
But he doesn't have to answer.
You know that, right?
Do I know that? I can't say yes if I don't.
Yeah, you are aware.
I'm aware when it affects me. Yeah, of course I have to tell the truth. Why would I lie?
So, if this guy makes any wrong moves, and he knows that I cast the spell, and he's also aware that Balin has to tell the truth, right?
That would depend on what his knowledge of Zone of Truth is.
Okay. I'll say, okay. Given you failed that, and you have to tell the truth, if this guy makes any bad moves, you're just gonna knock him unconscious again, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to reply because I might give something away. I might wait outside because you might be too stupid to ask the right questions, and I'd have to ask them for you.
That's a lot of truth there.
It is.
It's -2 charisma plus Zone of Truth.
You will roll relish
Amazing.
knocking him out this time too, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, now that I know he's like a servitor of evil demons, I'm gonna hit him really hard. In fact, depending on how much of a dick I feel like, I might not turn the blade sideways this time. Wink, wink. And he like clamps his hand over his mouth, like, God damn it, I hate this.
And I'll look at the guy and say, "Do you believe him?"
He looks back and forth and just.
Nod for yes.
Oh my god, it's like when I used to torture the. Oh my god, it's like when I used to torture those prisoners back in Phandalin, and they would just. I felt so horrible about it, but I tortured them. I tortured so many. Clamps his hand over his mouth again.
Oh my
shit.
god, I forgot all about that.
You
Uh,
what?
The good old chaotic neutral days.
Gurgle's eyes widen as he looks at Balin.
It didn't seem like torture at the time.
Excuse me?
Did he nod?
He doesn't seem to be nodding or shaking his head. He's just kind of exclaiming at you.
And I will keep my mouth or my hand over his mouth. I'll keep my hand over his mouth to keep the gag in.
Weird.
I was like, your beard's just stuffed in his mouth.
I mean, that'll drag anybody.
Goes from gagging to dry retching. Ugh.
I will drop Zone of Truth and say, Balin, that's enough truth from you.
Oh, thank God. That was horrible.
Funny.
Never again.
I know.
I'm giving Balin a weird look.
I kind of turn to Tashira and like kind of shrug. I'm like, you might not think it's torture because I didn't back then either. We'll
I'm
talk.
gonna talk to you later.
We'll get there later.
Yeah.
I mean,
Phil
there's,
Dennis.
there's a reason why he's still alive. Not Bailey, I'm talking about this wizard guy. I
Yeah,
remember his
I'll
name.
say, FYI, you feel better right now because of my healing. I'm going to keep my hand on your mouth here because I don't like that cone of cold where you tried to kill my friends. I understand you're familiar. It sucks. It really. My buddy here, Phil Dennis, knows more about magic than I do, so he's going to ask you questions. You can nod or shake your head no.
His eyes turn from you to the tiny little gnome.
What questions am I asking?
I'm just turning it over to you because I have a -1 charisma out of game. And
I
I notice you're
I
able
ask
to
some
talk
questions?
to people better.
Right.
I
mean,
have
anybody
some
can
questions
ask
I'd
him
like to
questions.
ask.
I mean, what I said was true before this whole thing happened. It was a huge misunderstanding on one person's end, and we didn't want this to come to it, and we ended up defending ourselves. You're still alive because we are generally good people, and we don't want to
I have a
kill
collective Balin.
unnecessarily. So I mean, we wish to cooperate with you still, as long as you wish to at least honor that it was a simple mistake. And you know, as Balin here was saying, if you did try anything funny, he's willing to defend us in the way he knows best. I would rather have the gag removed so you can actually talk to us. It seems appropriate, versus just nodding yes or no potentially.
He's
are
just
two-
staring daggers at you.
And Balin will add, but there are 2 spellcasters here, so if you do try to cast a spell, we're probably going to err on the safe side back to the smashy smash. So just, let's be cool. We know what's verbal and somatic and not, that shield, which I forgot. That worked out well.
So,
All right.
I think
Unplug them.
at least sit him up too. I don't like him on this floor.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely sit him up.
I mean, we gotta be civilized.
Okay, so you
Are you
sit
guys
him.
asking me to take the gag out at this point, Wilderness?
Yeah.
Tentatively.
So.
I am going to, instead of taking the gag out, push him out of the hut and move into the space that he is in,
Okay.
so that he can take the gag out himself, but he cannot.
Is he
Right.
tied up?
Hut.
Wait, he's tied up though. Don't untie him.
He
Yeah, I
can
think
spit
once he's
gag
in the
out.
if he's in the hut when it's cast,
Can he spit the gag out?
I mean, you
he's tied
can
up.
you can
He-
you can like
If-
kind of shove his head outside of the hut and then pull the gag out as you're just gonna drop him outside of the hut if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll do that. But
Alright.
If he's
basically,
being pushed out of the hut, I would like to step out of the hut as well.
Okay.
I basically want to make sure that if he turns around and immediately tries to cone of cold all of us because we're grouped like this, that can't get through the hut.
I believe it required hand movements for that spell too, from what I saw.
So you shove him outside of the hut. He just kind of like rolls along the floor. At that point, you see he immediately begins working at the knots, trying to wiggle his way free and break free of them. And then within a few seconds, one of his hands does slip free. So he is now standing on the outside of the hut. You're kind of standing in the position where he can't get back into the hut. Gurgle's sitting there, and he just looks back and forth and says, "So what now? Huh?
So we can talk. Let's do the talking thing.
I think we've talked enough, don't you? You killed my familiar, and this is when you gotta pass
No, I
himself down
didn't.
and stolen my things."
No, it wasn't me. Look, I don't have any of it. They want to talk.
You didn't leave us much of a choice. We don't know what was on you that was dangerous. That was a misunderstanding. We can help you bring the familiar back. And we need to know more, and we have lots of questions we need to have answered. We could have killed you like 8 different times now.
I
Maybe
also
one
don't
of the
wanna
better
do
ops
that.
You just had.
I
Honestly-
know, but I don't like to think like that anymore because I'm a changed man.
I also directly asked you how you were keeping warm here.
And I didn't answer.
No, you lied.
Kind of shrugs. Okay. Strangers in a tomb. Should I be honest with you? Why do I have any reason to trust you? Especially now that you've stolen my spell book. If you want anything out of me, hand it back.
Oh, that's right. He can't cast without his arcane focus.
It
Oh, he can.
Oh, he can.
He just can't cast spells that require material focus.
right.
But he can't learn. He can't like prepare spells each day without a spell book.
Yeah, he can't change the spells he has prepared, and he has and he can't technically learn new spells either.
Yeah.
He'd have to get a new book. So, are you going to give me my book back? Or is this going to continue to be a bad situation for everyone?
Turn to Phil Dennis and shrug. Give him his book back. Doesn't make him any more or less dangerous right now.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, we deserve
I
some trust.
I say, Phil Dennis, can you look through that book? Is there anything where he could escape where we are?
That is a very interesting question. So, yes, if you would like to look through and see what books are in this spell book, Philodinus, you can.
The problem with that, I believe, is that it takes time to decipher it.
I mean, you can see what spells are prepared.
I thought it was written in its own unique arcane language, like a...
It is. You can still understand what it is. It's just that it doesn't help you cast the spell at all.
Oh, okay, then I'll...
To learn them, to learn them, you have to
then,
decide.
yeah, I would have
whether-
looked a long time ago, then that was the case. I really thought it took, like, hours to, like, decipher it.
No.
No,
Remember
it
last
doesn't
time we
take
just
any
looked
time
through
to
it?
decipher it.
I thought it was just,
Every
like,
time you've ever found a spell book, you literally just look inside and see what spells are in it.
Alright, well, I
It
would've
has
done
the
that
title.
a minute ago.
All right. So the spells that you find in this book consist of first levels are Detect Magic, Mage Armor, Magic Missile, and Shield. Second levels are Misty Step and Suggestion. Third levels are Counterspell, Fireball, and Fly. Fourth levels are Greater Invisibility and Ice Storm, and the fifth level is Cone of Cold. Those are the spells that are in this
It's
book.
like all the spells I want.
Do we have? The, can we? Can you tell from the spellbook what's prepared and what's not? Or that's what's prepared.
I think what's prepared is in their head.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
if they
there's
lose
no
their
markings
spell
in the
book, they
book.
can only use those spells that they remember.
I know. I'm saying his spellbook would contain all the spells he knows. Is that just the ones he has prepared, or he only knows 11 spells?
I turn to him and say, okay.
It's
let's
also
get-
possible NPCs work a little differently than player characters.
I know, but Balin is new to being a wizard and thinks it all works like that.
I turn
wanna-
to
That's
him and
fine.
say, okay. Once you have your spell book back and you disappear, Then what?
Then I leave and leave you all behind.
Hmm.
You've attacked me, killed my familiar, and stolen the research I managed to find as I've gotten here. And my book, that you have not returned to me,
The research. Tell me more about that.
the
I thought you-
amulet.
I thought you just walked in, got attacked by flame skulls, and ran here.
Are you going to point out that I've been lying to you? Big surprise. I already revealed that, didn't I?
I guess what I'm asking is, what did actually happen? Where is this amulet
Right.
from?
You still haven't returned my book. I have no reason to answer you.
Hold on. Oh. I was gonna cast a message, but I'm in the hut. You can't see in the hut.
Well, that's true.
But I can see outside the hut.
You also can't cast a spell outside the hut because matches can't go through the barrier.
Oh, even message can't. Damn it.
Because magical effects cannot cross across the barrier.
That's true.
That is why I shoved him out. I will. Sorry, did you want to say something?
Or Blink Balin's still inside. Tell him.
I'm still inside.
What do you want to tell me? Go ahead.
I was like, just wait next to the door in case he tries to leave. You can slice him up. Pretty much.
I mean, he can Misty Step through it for all I care, but
I don't think you can
It's
make
his
step
book.
through a door.
Hmm.
I had to double check, but I'm pretty sure you can.
But either way, I mean, just saying, it does belong to him, and I don't think it makes him any more or less powerful or dangerous.
And just think if he might leave. That's the point.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah, greater invisibility is a bitch.
I give Blinkshaw
Actually,
the book, and I step outside the hut, and well, we've come here to research. You should have said something. We could have helped. We're trying to just find any means to help our situation.
That's why he's also going to back away because you guys are kind of surrounding him, and that's making him nervous.
Oh, I think that's right. I said that. So I mean,
And the hut disappears.
yeah, the hut disappears.
All right.
What I said still sounds true.
is that just from time, or is that concentration?
When Leo leaves it, it disappears.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty
All right, he
sure.
still has his hand out, just saying, "Book first."
Blinkshaw has it.
You've been lying to us this whole time. We have something you want now. Will you tell us the truth to get the book?
Insight check. No matter what the answer is.
So you're holding my book hostage. Yes, you're so good, aren't you?
I'm asking you to help us so that we can help you. We're all clearly extremely cold here. We just fought an amber golem, and something attacked our familiar just before we walked into this room. I want to get out of here alive, and I want to make sure you get out of here alive as well.
All right. Well, this is gonna be a persuasion check.
Oh.
I hate this fucking group.
I hate this fucking crew.
I will.
When you guys roll your characters up for the next campaign, and every single one of you just has like super charisma, it's going to be really fucking funny. I'm just gonna say.
Not
that.
even that.
We're
Look
all
at all the
taking 'em.
20s we've been rolling.
Yeah, we're all tanking charisma again next time, just to spite him for some reason.
Just despite.
I'm gonna make a warlock with an 8 charisma.
Yeah, I'm going to whisper in Blinkshaw's ear in Dwarven. We're never going to charm this guy, but maybe we can reason with him.
Oh yeah, you had advantage on that roll. I didn't mention that. Go ahead and roll it a second time.
I
Oh,
helped.
all right.
Because you are trying to convince him to that you're trying to keep him alive.
Oh.
No,
But
no.
apparently you were just very convincing. And the fact that you're kind of like waving your book at him like you want to give it to him, and he seems to be taking that more of you're taunting him instead of trying to help him.
So to saying to Blitzall, like in Dwarven, whether he speaks Dwarven or not, let's try rational. Let's try being rational with him, because that's what I would understand too. Because you and him alone go sit in the zone of truth thing again, where you promise in that zone to hand him back his book if he answers every question you want, and then swear we will let him go unharmed. He agrees to sit down, he lets the spell take effect, he gets his book back, and he knows it's true because you cast it in there. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna minor illusion a spider on his head and have girl shoot him in the head.
I put the book down right here on the altar, and I say, "Look."
Hey, this is the podium. This is like a small like
podium.
teacher's podium.
Yeah, I put it down on the podium, and I say, "Look, I'm not trying to taunt you. I understand how it might have come across that way. I really do just want all of us to get out of here alive. You yelled about the fact that you're going to freeze now. I don't want you to freeze. We already are feeling the effects of that. Let's all figure out how to either deal with that here or get the hell out of here together."
All right. He rushes over to the podium, snatches his book up, kind of really big step. He backs into the corner again behind the slab and just kind of holds his book. He looks around.
All right, I have my book. I would like my amulet back as well.
I look at
But since you've seen fit to give me my book back, maybe I'll explain some things that I might know.
I would appreciate that, and if you have questions about us, I will be happy to answer those as well.
All right, can I take over from here, Blinkshaw?
Oh,
We need to know everything you know about Strahd.
His eyes kind of pan over to you.
I know he's a vampire, and I know he's been plaguing this land for over 400 years.
You were with the wizard who fought him?
He kind of looks back and forth.
No, that was a lie. My master was named Jakari. We came to this temple before. He was slain by the Flame Skulls. I decided, well, I'm not going to stick around to fight with those bastards. I heard that tale from Vistana.
Can I make an insight check?
they are nasty little bastards.
I was gonna say, Lake, do you want us to like just roll inside this or on each statement we want to check? Because no one trusts him, and I want to make sure this is role play flow good.
Yeah, there is so insight covers a little bit, but there are certain times where I'll ask for a second insight check to read that one as well. In this
Okay,
case,
so-
you don't detect that you don't detect any dishonesty on that one.
So those of us who are listening are doing a general insight check and then a bigger lies.
I mean, each of you can do your insight check to determine which each of you believe about him, to see if each of you are reading him properly. Balin's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. Toshra gets a 16, Balin gets a 7. Both of them detect he's being honest.
Yeah, I'm not going to insight this because I mean, if he wants to lie about hearing it from the Vistani, I don't care. I know flame skulls suck.
Yeah.
Yes,
Gurgle,
that is something
uh,
nobody disputes.
I want to know if he was with the wizard and fought Strahd, though.
Oh, I got you. That's what you were checking.
I think you just said he
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah, he says the lie.
Yeah, but
So Tasha believes that. Sees.
all right. I think you're being honest.
Yes, I am.
What do you need the amulet for?
I don't actually know what the amulet does, but considering what it cost me to get it, I would like to have something to show for the time that I spent here. If I can figure
Right.
out what it does, then well, all the better for me.
I might know what it does with my small amount of time dealing with it.
The thing is, we're trying to defeat Strahd, and that's how anyone is going to get out of here. So if you want to go home, you're either going to have to help us or let us deal with it. And if you have this amulet that could help us, that lessens the chances of you getting home.
Or blesses us from getting home.
Well, he wants to get home. He doesn't care about us getting home.
You have heard that everyone who has come to this land has been killed by that vampire. He is powerful, he is capable, and he has been doing this for 400 years.
Sure. So, what's one more try?
I'm not gonna sit around and wait to be killed.
Well,
You'll
that's
excuse
kind
me
of
if I don't want to throw my hat into a ring that doesn't particularly have the advantage. Despite the fact that there are a couple of you and you do seem to be capable, you are still the underdog. I don't like betting on the underdog.
That's why
So
you get
what-
the best
what do you
You're an
plan on-
underdog.
What do you plan on using the amulet for? Do you need it?
Considering that you all don't actually know what it does either, as far as I can tell,
Actually, we do.
I wanna
then what
incite
does it
him.
do?
Wait. Before we tell you that, you have to tell us how you came about it.
I found it in a library.
In here?
Yes, in here.
Should I separately incite that? Because I really don't believe him.
Yeah, Fuldenus, you don't believe that one.
Well, I was saying if what he actually does know about it. I was the insight for that.
Jesus Christ. No, he found it in here. I understand.
Yeah.
I thought Fildinus is just for here. I turn to him and I say, no, that's not where you found it.
You don't believe him. You mean?
Yeah, Balin, you obviously still believe him because you can't read anybody for shit, apparently.
I'm just not. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I believe
Blinkshaw,
him.
you do believe that he did find it somewhere in this temple, but you don't think it was a library. You think maybe he's just trying to tell you a room that he happened upon.
Gotcha. Why
Or
do you
rather,
think-
not less that you think he's just trying to tell you a room that seems like it might be in this building.
I think the library is a bit of a stretch, it looks like. What was this room actually?
Jeez, you all are so suspicious now. Why? Right, because I've been lying to you.
Mhm.
Grumbles to himself. Like he realizes now he has been caught in his own lying. So there's not really anything he can do about it. He's just trying to he's keeping up old tricks, and it's not working out for him.
Should have
You
done
had
my
a
zone
spider.
of truth thing.
This amulet I found in a room that may have been used for potion storage or something like that. All the bottles were dusty and there were ladders in it that seemed to stretch up the walls, but other than that, there wasn't really anything in it that we found. I was hiding from flame skulls at the moment. I just happened to find it, and then I took a chance to run when I realized I could get the hell out of there. I didn't want to be trapped in a hallway and behind flame skulls.
I don't want to be trapped behind flame skulls either. I can understand that.
So then he mentioned research. You just found this item. What led you here in the first place, I wonder?
I did mention that this is a rumored place of forbidden knowledge, correct? My master
we
led
didn't
me
hear that.
here. I don't know. Perhaps you didn't do your research.
What did he want with this place?
He believed there was power here that he could unlock. Kind of had an obsession with power. He couldn't say no to it. So it ended up being his unbeing when he was incinerated by flame skulls.
That reminds me. Why did you actually come to Barovia? Was it just for this place?
I was dragged along here by my master. He came here because he believed this is where the location of this temple was.
So he knew Strahd was here. He knew Strahd was a dick, and he came here to get to this temple.
To get
What the
I
fuck
knew
is so
he
great
was
about this
obsessed with
place?
Power, correct?
Yeah, but Strahd's a dick. Why would you invite that dick into your life?
Make
Also, how is he planning on getting home?
That's
make a
true, too.
persuasion check.
Persuasion? Oh, this will be great.
A
Come
perspiration
on.
check.
This is where you're
One
gonna
of
roll
this-
something good and maybe learn
Magic
something
20s,
interesting.
baby. Let's
I
get some
believe
roleplay
you.
out of it. Hey!
The story said that there was a temple. He heard of it, and he thought, I can handle Strahd. I'll just go there, get the power, kill him off, and we'll be on our way. Well,
Like, can you just auto fail every time you would say make a persuasion check?
No,
Unless
I wouldn't do that to you.
unless you were gonna say make a persuasion check at advantage because that was good roleplay. Because the only time we're gonna be able to do anything, maybe.
You guys have rolled some natural 17s at some crucial moments that led to some important stuff.
Okay. Damn it. I hate missing out. Okay.
I turn to Tasha and I say, Tasha, you had a number of questions still, I think.
So your master thought he could defeat Strahd.
he thought himself a capable wizard, yes.
Did he have a plan?
His plan was he was a powerful wizard. He was going to find whatever secrets this temple had and use them to slay him. As I mentioned, he has a fixation with power that was borderline obsessive. He believed that the more he could get, the more he could use it, and that anything in this temple would be more than enough to deal with a vampire.
But he was killed by a little fireball.
Specifically, he was killed by 3 fireballs.
Oh, well, okay, that's fair. 3 fireballs would fuck me up.
Yep, it would.
I look at Blankshaw. I don't know what else to ask.
So I'll turn to him and I'll say, "Hey, so you were going to kill Strahd and leave after you found the power here. Clearly,
I believe that was his intention.
how long have you been hiding out? And when did he die? How long have you been hiding here?
I've only been here a few weeks. He was here before that. It took us some time to march our way up the mountain. We wanted to avoid the main settlements. We didn't want people to know we were here. We wanted it to be secret.
Got it. And how did you travel here if Strahd didn't bring you here?
It's possible to make your way to this domain.
How?
A plane shift spell.
Von Richten did that.
Can you do that?
We made our way to here via a plane shift spell to enter the Shadowfell.
Can you do that again to get out of here?
I can't. My master was the one that did it.
Would that get you out as well, or does the fog prevent that?
He certainly wasn't going to try, so I can't be certain.
Wait, where is your master now? Like, where's his?
Well, if I have to imagine, his corpse is where I left it, in the hallway on the other side of the hall.
And how long ago did he?
Maybe a week ago?
Hey, Blinkshaw, can we bring his body back to the other guy in the temple and the abbot, and think maybe he could bring him back?
Based on what I saw the abbot do I know that answer?
You aren't entirely sure in that instance. The abbot wasn't capable of bringing somebody back, but in that instance, you're not sure if a week would be too long or not.
I say, as far as I know, I can only do it very short amount of time. A week is a very long time.
Maybe
And keep in
we
mind,
could
when
try
I say
it.
week, I mean 10 days, because a week is 10 days in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I say
You
I've been trying to be better about it and say a 10-day, because that's what they call a week. They call it a 10-day. But yes,
Yeah.
a 10-day.
But he died a week or a 10-day ago.
A 10-day ago.
so maybe we could try it, because if we could get him back to life, then he could do the plane shift and get us all out.
it sounds like he was obsessed at getting whatever was in this temple. I don't think even if we helped him, he would leave. Is that correct?
Well, we could make him.
Also,
No,
if you plan,
if he's strong enough to cast through Strahd's magic, he's strong enough to not be made to do anything by us.
Also-
We just take his book.
Sorry, go ahead, Carly.
also, if he planned on killing Strahd, doesn't that mean he knew the plane shift wouldn't work?
That's what I was thinking, but
So it doesn't
that's
work?
conjecture.
I am just speculating, you realize. He thought he could handle coming here and doing whatever was here. Since you're mentioning that you have to kill Strahd to get out, then I have to assume that was his plan. If he
Magic
had
is so
one.
weird.
Would you want your master back alive?
My master was a fool and an idiot. Capable as magic, yes, but he drugged me here and I have no feelings lost for him.
Are you bound to him in any way now?
Certainly not. It's one of the good thing that had happened for him being slain.
So you mentioned you were keeping warm, and that your familiar was helping you.
Yes.
Is there any other way to keep warm in this temple?
Not that I know of, no.
So going back to where it's warm enough down off the mountainside is our best bet for recuperating, correct?
If you want to make that trek, that's all. Only thing I can think of. It's frigid up here.
I have a
Where
question.
do you expect?
For the DM.
What? Man?
Would his master's spellbook survive 3 fireballs?
Fucking Phil Dennis.
Hey.
I mean, that is something that you would have to check. You're not sure. I mean, a single fireball could easily destroy a spellbook if the spellbook was exposed.
Right.
I think it's worth checking.
Phil Dennis wasting time on the stupid questions. Would 3 fire
I'm just saying.
destroy a coin purse?
I just lost.
How many fireballs would it take?
Well,
to-
the point being is he knows
I
the plane
didn't take the
shift,
time
and
to search his body. He did have his staff.
Mhm.
well,
Oh, what's his staff do?
It was a magical implement.
Ooh, Phil Dennis, magical implement.
I want to talk to Phil Dennis real quick.
okay.
And I want to talk like whispering, so that he can't hear me.
Okay.
There's a guy across. I'm not actually gonna whisper if
I
it's right.
know, it's okay.
We need to find whatever that amulet controls, and I think it might be in this temple.
It's probably in the potion room.
I'm guessing it's that statue across the way. Because without whatever that amulet controls, it's useless.
Maybe a little bit more time with it. I can see other properties.
Can you do that?
Maybe. It's a possibility.
Okay. We still need to get out of here soon, though. I want to check out that statue.
I want to see a lot of things now that I know more about this place.
Okay.
Can I ask? Sorry. When you guys are done, I just have my closing arguments here.
I'm done.
I will ask him where do you intend to go at this moment?
I need to find somewhere else to hide, don't I?
From
Hi.
Strahd?
Well, I can't very well stay here. It's too cold. I have to find somewhere else in this domain where I'm not going to be found and slain.
Why do you think he'd be slain?
Because he
live-
talks
You
to
heard the
spiders.
stories from the Vistani. Any adventurers who come to this land, anyone who comes here that Strahd doesn't want here, or Strahd thinks is entertaining, they die. It's just how things go.
Well, he also knows
Alright.
where everyone's at and what they're capable of. And he's confronted us.
He hasn't
a couple
bothered me
times.
any. And I intend to keep it that way.
You could just go live in one of the cities. I feel like that would be easier.
That's a place I find I want to be, sure.
Are you? What kind of wizard are you? Someone be asking. I'm a transmutation wizard.
I don't have a school.
That's cool. What do you like? Like, because
Can I insight that?
Make an insight check.
if you're, we noticed your familiar is a little non-traditional.
I mean, he doesn't seem to be being dishonest. It's possible that he just doesn't specialize. He's just a general wizard.
Can you do that? I mean, so my question being
Again, that's a
No, I know,
PC
I-
thing
I-
versus
I-
an
I
NPC
know, I
thing.
know. I'm not giving you like stat shit. What I'm saying is he saying it like in a deceptive way? Like
No.
I don't have a school because I'm a warlock.
Ah. Yeah,
Is he
that's-
bullshitting us
he has
about
a
being a
spell
wizard?
book, and you can clearly see his spells in it, so you don't believe he's a warlock at this point. He clearly has a wizard spell book.
Yeah.
And he's been
There
casting
are
spells on
warlocks
it.
that have spell books.
But does
Yeah.
Gargle know that?
But yeah, I don't know that. But
Yeah,
in
that's a
character,
fair point.
out of
Doesn't know
character, I
that.
know that's a thing.
But also, wizards, yeah, as far as you know, out of character, warlock spellbooks only have cantrips in them, and none of those spells were cantrips, so
They,
ask him,
but they also summon quasits. So now I'm like, how
the
the
double
fuck
metas
did
are
you
coming
do-
in here. Yeah, no, as I've said, you've heard, whoever made the Arcana check for wizards, some wizards, they do have creatures like this as familiars. They also have creatures like such as pseudo-dragons and other creatures as familiars. It is just that that's less of creating a familiar for yourself and finding an actual creature and making a bond with it as a familiar.
I ask him,
Balin's
well,
jealous because he wants a better creature list to pick from.
I
Yeah,
ask
Yeah,
him,
fix-
And he is
Yes.
also
Whoa.
roboting it
I
up.
just heard feet.
I ask him, is there any way to get your familiar back?
Familiar.
I'd have to make it to the pact with it at this point.
And how would you go about doing that?
Time,
keep you alive.
effort, and blood sacrifice.
Are those things you can do
Ooh.
here? How much time are we talking about? An hour?
How much blood are we talking about?
Typically, it would be a individual that's been slain. You take blood from a freshly killed humanoid. It allows you to make a circle to summon the demon, and ensures that it can't kill anyone.
Yeah.
You can do it without the circle, but if you do it without the circle, then it tends to go crazy and kill whoever it wants. Because there's no penalty for it just deciding, oh, I'm just going to kill you all and then die and go back to the hells where I belong.
I think I'll let you handle that.
If you're trying to pick an individual to make a sacrifice out of, there's a guy named Sildar you should look into.
He's not in Barovia though.
Excuse me, we're very different opinions on that, because I think he lives in a castle called Raven. That's just me. He used to be Octavio, but now he's Strahd.
How recently killed?
Within a day.
Okay.
Someone I have to
did
kill
you-
myself.
Ah.
I don't. I don't like this whole blood sacrifice thing. Can we just leave that up to him?
Gurgle looks at everybody in the party, trying to get an idea of how they feel about.
I don't like it either. Out of character.
Do I think it's
Do we have
evil?
to?
Or do I-
Yeah, summoning demons is something that good people, they don't do.
Okay.
You don't have to make a check for that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, it is possible that maybe he isn't evil and he's just seen this as the ends justify the means, but the way he describes it, killing somebody just to take their blood so that you can make the pact process easier, you would consider that to be a bit evil.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, he's definitely
not
evil.
liking this guy much more and more.
Yeah, but we can't just gag people because they're evil. We
I'm
have to
not
do
gonna
some
gag
evil
him.
shit first.
It's just I'm going to help him in different ways.
Exactly, I'm with you on that.
Have I answered enough questions for you to give me my amulet back?
Well, I gotta go when everyone else is done. I gotta wrap it up. That's just how we do it.
Still haven't
Yeah,
told
see,
us
they're the
why
good
you
cop.
want the amulet and what it
I
does.
found it. It's evidence of that there's something here.
Are
You said you found it was. You haven't told me what it is. Still doesn't change the fact you stole it from me.
Still doesn't change
Yeah.
the fact that you attacked me and
In self-defense after you killed my familiar.
killed someone
Hey.
to get that familiar.
Your familiar was a spider.
You're from Faerun, and you know how stupid goblins are. That's not. He got spooked. It's an accident.
Oh no, that wasn't an accident. I definitely meant to hit the spider.
Because you got scared, right? Were you very scared, Gurgle?
Oh, no, but the time was scared, and I did it for her. Time was like terrified.
See, he was helping. He was startled. That's how it happened. That was not our fault.
I hope time didn't get frozen. Like, come on,
Time can handle the weather.
Anyway,
Time's a
Keep going.
sturdy old gal.
I think we need a token for her now. Fireball! Wah! Nah.
go ahead.
That was funnier than I meant it to.
Well, this amulet here, if you're planning on leaving, then there's no use to you. We're planning on exploring some. So it's
That doesn't
used to
change
us.
the fact it's mine.
Look, I really don't care. So if you want to get out of here with your life, you're going to let us have the amulet. Because at this point, I don't think you can beat us.
Very good
Can I
then.
make
He bows, and he says something in arcane, and he turns invisible.
That's fine with me.
I have his,
Perfect.
ball.
I run to the door where my alarm is and wait.
Everybody roll initiative.
Oh no.
I was like, I have his crystal ball. Does that do anything?
It prevents him
can't
from
cast spells?
casting spells that require material components.
Okay.
Did
I wasn't
invisibility
sure what
required?
that spell required. That's why.
Jesus Christ. I rolled a 25 on my insight check to see if Blinkshaw has gastric reflux, but I can't get an initiative above 8.
you rolled for the 5 foot?
That's
By the
probably
way.
for him.
Nope, that wasn't me. I rolled a 25.
No, I'm talking about the wizard.
No,
No,
I know.
Balin.
I hit the wrong. I hit the wrong button.
no, you didn't.
No, I still hit the
Oh.
wrong button.
Now you're good. You just need to change.
Yeah,
yours.
change it to my awesome 8.2.
Yep.
Because rolls are bullshit.
You
Alrighty.
can change that, Balin.
The world hates me.
Um,
God damn it! Why won't
I
this
just also
change?
want to point out he doesn't know who had the amulet. Just saying. At least
Yeah, he
as far
doesn't.
as I'm aware of.
No,
so did he cast this?
No, he did cast a spell.
Would I have been able to get an attack off on him?
No. Well, you did not have your weapon readied because that would have been a hostile action, and
I
that would have
did.
changed the. Then you didn't mention that, and that would have changed the entire
no,
conversation because he would have immediately cast a spell the second that you attempted to pull a weapon on him.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
I
takes
specifically
one
said I
action to
was.
cause- takes one
I
action
said
to
I
cast
had
a
my
spell.
daggers out. I said I had a dagger, and that's why I remember I was watching him. And then when Blinkshaw pushed him out, I said I immediately move out to make sure that I keep an eye on him.
Okay. I did not hear a readied action. I heard
Okay.
you have your weapons out, but I did not hear a readied action. And as I said, if you were holding a dagger up like you were about to throw it at him, that would have changed the entire conversation. That conversation would not have happened.
Oh well, I mean, do I have to hold it like threateningly at him? I can't.
To ready
Alright,
an
it's
attack,
fine.
yes, you have to prepare
Okay.
your weapon as if you're about to immediately attack someone.
Okay, never mind then.
Alrighty, Khosra, you were up first.
all right. That's great because I don't know if I have anything I can do. I'm gonna cast Healing Word on myself.
Okay.
Just because I can.
I rolled way too low.
Nice big 4.
Alright, 4 back. That is your bonus action.
As for my action, I really don't think I have anything else to do. So, that's my turn.
Alrighty, Gurgle.
I will take a dodge action and try to hide.
Okay, make a stealth check. Alright, Blinkshaw.
I am going to get some spirit guardians up and moving.
Okay.
So a whole bunch of little shields come out.
Oh, I didn't realize
And
it'd be
begin to
hostile
dance
against them.
around
Little,
you.
little baby shieldies.
And everybody in our group is immune to them.
Okay.
Alright.
Even me,
And
boss?
Do I
No.
hear anybody? Hold on a sec. Cast a spell. When a creature enters or starts its turn there.
Mhm.
And
If you wanted to
I-
actually search for him, that would be an action to make a perception check.
but that's to see if he's like, if that is to search for him, not to like notice if he's in my spirit guardians, right?
I mean, to figure out where he is would be a perception check.
Which I am just going to use the spirit guardians to try and find him.
The holy
that is-
sensor
Yeah,
of smacking.
that is 25 feet of movement that I have.
Alrighty. Your turn, Balin.
Okay, so he was standing here when we dropped into initiative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I ran to the door the minute he started uttering incantations. Do I have to move my token? I moved it right at the time, but I was standing here. But I figured now that we're in rounds, you might not appreciate. You might not have appreciated.
Well, yeah.
that, so.
If you moved after we went to initiative, then you would not be there. No, you would have to wait
No,
until you.
I basically when you said and then he begins an incantation, I was like, yeah, basically like I was waiting for that. But I'm probably still here.
You cut out.
Yeah. So yeah, you would still be standing where you were previously standing.
Okay, so that's why I'm moving back here. Mhm. And he's standing right here. He's trying to be sneaky. I would go this way since everyone else went the other way. 1, 2, 3. I really don't understand how these work, so I'm just going to look it up on the thing.
Ugh.
Wait, do you have a
You know what? No, screw that. I know what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to use all my movement and just run up to here or dash to here if I have to.
Okay.
I will whisper to these two jackanitties.
Who?
Move.
Oh shit! No, that's right. I'm sorry. You cast a spell, Blink Shaw. Spirit Guardians doesn't work.
Oh my
It doesn't.
Yes,
Huh?
that's right. That's what I was saying there. So as you begin to cast Spirit Guardians and the effect begins to begin, it's canceled. It does not work.
Do I
God.
hear?
Did my healing work?
Like a
You do
counter
not
spell.
hear anything.
Yeah. Was it? Did I? Yeah. Did I? So I didn't hear myself at all.
No, you did. Well, no, you heard yourself speak. It just the counterspell didn't work. Full Dennis, you know that a counterspell
It's
only
reaction.
requires somatic components.
Somatic, yeah. I looked that up the minute he disappeared.
And it's not an action to cast, it reveals. At
It's
least
a reaction.
Yeah, it's a reaction.
Which is really good news, guys.
I was sitting there like, hold on, there was something I was forgetting. Right, counterspell. That's what he was doing.
Was that in the book?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I
it was
remember
in the
that.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
didn't
it's in there.
in there. Sorry.
Definitely taking it now.
Okay. Now that. Oh, well, yeah. Now that didn't go off.
Yes, I apologize. We're taking a little bit back in time there because I'm realizing, oh wait, no, there was something he was doing, and then I just ended that turn thinking, what am I doing? Hold on, wait a second.
So he was over here when he disappeared, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna use my movement to move right where he was.
Mhm.
Initially, do I bump into him at all?
Well, he was standing right here. He moved to
Oh, right
there.
here?
Yes, he
All
was
right.
there. He moved to there, and you kind of walk through there, and you don't bump into anything.
All right. I am gonna keep using my movement to go that way.
Well,
Oh.
you didn't start your turn there, so you don't have that much movement.
Oh, thank you.
All right, you do not bump into anything.
Okay. That is as far as I can get. Basically, I was walking along the wall. I don't know if it showed up.
So you're just walking along the wall, hands out, like I'm gonna bump into him eventually, but unfortunately you don't run into anything.
Okay.
All right, so
Anyway.
Balin, at this point you're dashing up to the top.
Yeah, and I'm going to ready in action. If and when my alarm spell goes off, which he was unconscious for when I cast, I'm going to cast Color Spray at second. Oh, actually, Blink Show, how much did you heal him for?
16.
Because I got that heal
16.
too.
16.
I can roll 16 out of 6d10. I'll cast it at first level. The moment I hear the alarm go off, I'm going to cast it forward at the door. Yeah, that's my.
I will also yell out that my spell was countered.
I know that means you already used a
My
reaction.
spell-
It made me
My
feel
spell didn't
better.
go off. My spell didn't go off.
It means he can't do it again.
Depending on what initiative is, yeah. You don't know that though.
Oh, yeah, true. Sure, I don't know that.
That's your turn. You are ready in Color Spray. Keep in mind, if you do not cast Color Spray, then
I lose
the
this. Yeah, that's
spell,
fine.
the spell just goes off. Alrighty. On the next turn.
Is it my turn?
No, it is his turn.
Oh,
He's
okay.
invisible, so you just don't see him. Okay. Phil Dennis.
I want to go stand next to. Well, I want to walk this direction. I'm just gonna stay right here. I'm gonna take the dodge action. Just like
Okay.
keep to myself.
Alrighty. Tasha.
First I want to make a perception check to see if I can see where he is.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Nope. You don't see any sign or hear any sound of him.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna step back here. And I think I'm gonna have to go, guys. I've got a headache. I think I really need to go lay down, sleep.
Okay.
Feel better.
Really.
Hopefully next week I'll not have a cold anymore. So
Feel
Good night,
better.
guys.
So there.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Have a good night. Thanks for staying as much as you did. Take care.
Yeah. Alright, bye.
Alrighty, so that'll be Tasha's turn, Gurgle.
All right, so Tasha's turn. She jumps out the window. There isn't one, so she makes one. I guess I will make a perception check, trying to see if I can locate or hear what this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not. And so then I take another bonus action to hide.
Alright, so you continue hiding. Blinkshaw.
I am reading something.
Wait, everything that you... Oh,
You shouldn't be reading in the middle of combat.
Do I know if Guardian of Faith can see invisible people?
I have to double check the spell.
Here you go. It just says any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within X.
The creature, it would have to be aware of it, and it does. And I have to assume that it would have. It would probably be able to see in the dark, but it probably wouldn't be able to see an invisible creature.
Okay, makes sense. I'm gonna cast Bless on. Basically, I'm casting a spell. I don't want to cast Spiritual Guardians again because nobody has cast anything yet. But I want them to think I'm doing something again. I mean, they can see I'm casting a spell.
Mhm.
I'm casting Bless, and if it goes off, it's going to impact me, Balin, and Phil Dennis.
there.
The bless goes off.
Right.
Keith,
I didn't want your blessing anyway.
question for you, Keith. I'm not sure if you stated it or not. Was your trigger, was it gonna be audible or just audible to you?
Audible. To everyone. It's the bell.
Oh, okay.
Also, assuming you're moving closer if you're casting it on him.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go and move my whole movement up the stairs, arms outstretched like la 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 la.
All right. So you continue to wander yourself up the stairs. You still do not find any sign of him.
Okay.
Balin.
Alright. Now there's a spell slot because he didn't touch the door yet. You sneaky butthole. And I just want to get out one of these things to figure out. Sorry, I'm trying to use the measuring things, make life easier, but 20-foot cube? Cube is square, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Ah!
Don't nobody be there as I cast my web from my staff.
Okay. So that area is now webbed.
Alrighty. That's it for
Do
me.
you have it strung from the walls, or is it just on the floor?
I'm gonna go from like the 5 foot up on the walls and then diagonal to the
Okay.
floors and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna cover everything.
Is it blocking the door?
So some of it is also attached to the ceiling too, so it is just kind of hanging in the air there already.
Whatever. I'm gonna web this entire damn room up. I said
Well,
that
you're
out
gonna,
loud.
You're gonna web
Oh,
it
like-
once. You're gonna web it one spell at a time as it continues to fade because it is concentration.
Oh, that's right. He's not smart to know that as I made that threat.
He's a better wizard than you are, so he probably does.
Hey, one of us got tied up and beat up by the shittier wizard, so fuck him.
It was 5-on-1.
Nuh-uh.
Well, Dennis.
Is the web on the door?
Is the web on the door?
It looks like it is.
I think I was going for that, but if you want to rule it was, yeah, 'cause it's kind of it didn't snap to the grid, but the
Well, if you
grid's
want to
okay.
do that, you can do that. All right, you can sit it right there. So it's in the corner. It's not associated with the door. Dennis.
Because I wanted to leave the room and then close the door behind me.
That would set the alarm off.
I thought it was for. Is it anyone or just I thought it was
Remember
for
you had
friendlies.
said-
It gets.
Yeah, you had said it won't trigger by us.
Is that
Yeah,
what you said?
it won't. Does it go away though? Yeah, I said everyone in the park. we're exempt. But if you did that, it's not one-time use, it's for the whole 8 hours, right?
Yeah, it just lasts for the 8 hours.
Oh, okay, so it keeps working. I thought it only worked once. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so knock yourself out.
Yeah, because I wanted to leave. So like, I don't want to be part of this. I want to walk out. 5, 10, and then I'll leave and close the door behind me.
All right, you leave and you close the door behind you.
And then yeah, that's all the movement I got. So
If you don't want to be
Alright.
a part of it, I've been told that means you don't get any of the.
it's a play. I'm not telling you that though.
Tasha,
Hold the ray of frost.
who is not here, she's going to move into the corner and basically just defend herself to the best of her ability. Girl,
And be perceptive to try and see.
she's going to defend herself to the best of her ability.
I'm gonna hop on, I guess, up to here. I'll do another perception check to see if I can figure out where this guy.
All right, you still do not see any sign of him or hear any sign of him.
All right, I will hide again. Do I make a new
Alright.
stealth check at all, or
Yes.
anything?
As you kind of jump over and climb over another pew to hide in the back row and just disappear behind another one. Blinkshaw.
Since I haven't found him yet, and there were a bunch of people up here, I'm gonna look around to see if I see him.
All right, make a perception check.
Got it.
Nope.
Alright, then I'm going to walk to this aisle. And I think I can get to there. With my arms outstretched. Going down the aisle.
Alrighty, Balin.
Alright, I will walk to here. I believe that's the appropriate spot. Let me make sure. Oh, come on. Where you go? How do I turn this thing around? Can you rotate it somehow?
You can click it and use the top box.
Oh, I just couldn't see it because of the thing. Okay. Color spray is not concentration, so I will color spray from myself in this area. And I'll do it at first level.
Alright.
16.
It washes out, and after it kind of washes out into the air, you do not hear any signs of disturbance or blindness. You're not sure if he's just being very quiet or maybe you just didn't hit anything.
Okay.
Jeez, and look at all those high numbers.
That is unfortunate. That was an amazing color spray.
Yeah.
If I had rolled
actually
like that
affected
for cold, I feel like some people would be dead right now.
Or some wizards would have gotten away while we healed them.
Alrighty. As you are all standing around, you all see as what appears to be a tiny skeletal hand just kind of appears right here, moves toward the door, grabs it, and pulls it open.
So the alarm goes off.
The alarm does not go off.
Oh,
Mage
man.
hand is more than tiny.
It is not a creature, it is a mage hand.
Ooh.
Mage
okay.
hand is not a spell. At which point you hear somebody standing directly underneath you, Balin, say, "Time to go." And at that point,
Like right here? Where?
like directly directly underneath you, like from right here.
He crawled between your legs.
I didn't see a
At which
ping.
Oh, sorry. It's because I'm on the wrong map. Yeah, like from. Oh shit! I just moved him on the image order. That's not what I meant to do. Like you sounded like he was coming from right here.
I just walked past that. With my arms out.
Yeah, I just color sprayed from there and barely
It's also
missed
possible
him.
he just moved there.
Oh,
True, but do I get an attack of opportunity since he whispered?
You don't see him. You have to be able to see them to make an attack of opportunity. Alrighty, that is his turn. Phil Dennis.
So the door
Did
was
the mage
open.
hand? Sorry, did the mage hand appear at the same, like, that round end, he said time to get out of here?
Yes.
Question. Would I know, because I saw in the spellbook I had greater visibility, would I know if you can cast a spell and not break it?
I mean, you know that greater invisibility is a concentration spell, so as long as he's not concentrating on another spell.
Normally,
Mage hand isn't concentration.
well,
Mage hand is not concentration.
invisibility normally, like, breaks after you
Greater
cast a spell.
invisibility does not break
That's what I
if
was
you
asking.
cast a spell.
Okay. The door opened.
Yes, the door opened.
Not entirely sure if I heard the time to go thing.
And at this point, the alarm still has not gone off.
Yeah. But I know he has Misty Step. I'm just gonna
Fireball.
say fuck it and... There's only one way I can think you can go, which is the front entrance, so I was gonna cast Fireball.
Alright, where are you casting Fireball?
It's gonna include me in it, that's the problem.
Yo. Don't do that anymore.
No, why not? It's fun.
Well, it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna Fireball the hallway, and,
Pretty much. He goes that way, gets fucked. Well, fuck. Let's see.
Cast it ahead of him so that it pisses off whatever's in that globe of darkness.
Dude,
and that-
right in the middle of the room.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it at the front entrance, just without
Alright,
me
roll
being
your
in it.
Fireball.
Right there.
Doing it all the way over there.
Fireball! Yeah, I don't want to get myself in it.
Like the fireball doesn't hit him, but it does notify all the flame skulls that immediately descend on him.
That's my turn. Not sure if anything
And then-
happens.
Oh, but
And
you
then
didn't
we
even.
run.
But the alarm didn't go off, so you would know he's still in the room, right?
the alarm did not go off. So then it's decided, well, I'm just gonna Fireball because fuck it.
I had a thought. That's why.
Alright, as your Fireball engulfs the hallway, which apparently you decide to actually position yourself where you're not gonna be vulnerable.
Yep.
What am I saying? The Fireball doesn't go off. He counterspells. Because he does that.
But oh yeah.
I'm still confused how he cast 2 spells in one round.
Because one is Mage Hand and one is a bonus action.
Pretty much.
Because
Mage
Mage
Hand's
Hand
a
is a cantrip.
Oh, it's cantrip.
It's like
okay.
it's like you casting
Gotcha.
Healing Word and Sacred Flame. He can do that too.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Then-
I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't realize Misty Step.
I
was
keep
bonus.
forgetting his counterspell. I'm like, so let's see here. This is gonna be this and this and this. Like, what can he can counterspell? Just fucking counterspell. He's a wizard. He recognizes Fireball. He has
Right,
Fireball in his book.
Try
He
to think,
recognizes
try to think.
Fireball.
You guys really don't want him to go. I will use my bonus action to cast. Misty Step.
You can't cast 2 spells in the same turn,
Oh, that's right. You're right.
unless one's a cantrip. Actually, I've learned that you actually can't cast 2 spells in the same turn if one is a bonus action. If you cast a spell as your main action, even if a spell has a bonus action cast in common with a cantrip, you can still only use a cantrip as your main action. It's a really weird rule, but that's
Okay.
apparently how the rules are written. Confusing, I know, but I can explain it later
No,
when it's
I
time.
get
It's
it.
actually, yeah.
So,
Then I'll just go there.
All right, you bump into him. When you step right here, you bump right into him.
Oh fuck! It was right next to me.
Fucking little gnome.
like, can I ask you why the alarm didn't go off?
Because he didn't step through it, he teleported through it.
That was my thought.
Yeah, he missed it.
I found his
At this
ass.
point-
Make him
To
a
kind of
member.
metagame a little bit. Yes, he used Mage Hand to open the door, and then he teleported through the door when he stepped close enough to get through.
Which
it.
is awesome, and he definitely knows how to get around the spells. I, as a player, was like, what am I missing here?
Well,
or am
he
I-
was
that's-
standing like he was.
No, you're-
Okay, so
You're correct. You are correct,
he
and
was
he's
hiding
correct.
behind the podium over here, and that's why nobody could find him. He was hiding behind the podium again after he circled around, and then he moved to here, cast Mage Hand, opened the door, and then teleported through it because he was down below. That's why he
Yep.
didn't go through the door.
I'm honestly not giving you shit. I was more trying to figure. Because I was like, how the fuck? Like, even if the alarm goes off, I think something should. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I'm
Although
like
he
on the
did get a
border
chance
of-
for free movement.
Phil, Dennis calling Fireball was a brilliant move. It's just fortunate that I realized, right, fucking Counterspell. I don't play enough Wizards to remember
Yeah.
that they have Counterspell.
He did get
Either
free
way.
movement, though, before everything started.
Hmm?
Right? He did move freely, because based on his initiative, I would have bumped into him at the very
He did
beginning.
move after he cast the spell.
Yeah.
Because I counted that as being his turn.
Gotcha.
Either way, Phil Dennis bumped into him, so
Yeah,
go
Phil
get him.
Dennis knows
Leah.
exactly where he is.
Yep.
All right.
He's
At
right
this
in front
point,
of
it
me.
comes to Toshra's turn. So Toshra is going to charge to here. She can get just outside the door, and she's going to ask, "Where?"
Right there, and I poke him.
And you point at him, and she swings and doesn't hit anything.
Okay.
She's like, "Are you sure?"
Yes.
You clerics have anything cool to do this with?
Yeah, my move was like half and half.
Yeah.
It's all a
All right.
skeletal
So
hand. I just thought.
that is her turn, Gurgle.
She gets an oh no, I didn't bless her, never mind.
She also has disadvantage on the roll, and she rolled a 1, so she missed
Yeah,
regardless. All right. So Gurgle, keep in mind you can't really climb up here because these lower sections, this is stairs. Actually, hold
Oh,
on. No,
okay.
yeah, this is layered. You can climb up. It would just, yeah, you can climb up. What am I saying?
Okay, yeah. So I want to get out, come out here, and can I see where she just swung at and swing at the same spot?
Yes, you can.
Pointing.
I'm still gonna have disadvantage.
Yeah, it's fine. Was it on the left or right hand side,
It's on
or
this
the top
side.
or bottom?
This is where Gurgle. This
Okay.
is where Phil Dennis bumped into somebody.
All right, yeah. I guess I'll come over here and I'll take a swing.
Make him a member.
Get out of the way, you idiots!
I'll draw my rapier and do it.
Unfortunately, that's not. going
And
to.
wait, before
Okay,
I'm
you
also
were gonna call it.
add,
So, yeah, that's fine. You called it.
yeah.
Oh. He also counterspelled me.
Unfortunately, that's
All
not
right.
gonna hit.
So then this is. I do have another attack
You
against
do have
him. I'm
another
gonna-
attack.
I don't think a 14 hits, so I'm going to use another on that as well.
All right. All right.
The
You
19.
strike through and pierce into something hidden.
Do you get? Oh, you don't get sneak attack.
He does not.
Would
get
that
sneak
be-
attack
would there
because
be
he's at
sneak attack?
disadvantage.
No.
You're at disadvantage. You don't get sneak attack.
But there's still somebody within 5
If
feet.
you have disadvantage, you
threatening.
can't get sneak attack.
Right.
That's true.
Oh.
It specifically says in sneak attack, if you have disadvantage, you cannot get sneak attack.
Does the invisibility drop?
That is a very good question.
How much damage do you do? Oh,
Nope.
just 6.
6.
No, he actually rolls a 17 on his con save. So unfortunately, he's still invisible. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna action surge, and I'm gonna do it again. But I
Grapple.
will this time draw my bow.
No. Kill him.
No, I'll come over this way,
Kill.
and I'm gonna fire at it with my bow this time.
Don't hit me. Shit.
Hit as many as you want. We can heal them.
Oh God.
Okay, that's a hit.
You see it.
And I will I'll make it a trip attack as well. Jeez. So yeah, 7 damage and strength DC 15.
All right. Well, you don't see anything and you don't hear anything, so you're not sure if he's prone or not.
Make concentration again.
He will have to make another concentration save.
And I do have a second attack as well.
You best.
He is still invisible.
I'll go ahead and I'll use another die on it.
How many of these do you have?
I have 4 total. I used to use 3.
Because I believe you used one against the
still-
Emperor Golem too.
What's that?
You used one against the Emperor Golem as well.
Yeah, but didn't we take a short rest?
No.
No, you didn't.
Get a chance to.
I
Finish
thought we
the
said we were taking a short rest.
We were going.
We were doing it after.
You took maybe
Did
10
we
minutes
not?
in total.
Oh.
No.
Then I don't have any more.
Regardless, 13 does not hit.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll just
Uh,
continue on and say you've used up yours for now.
Yeah. All right, now
So that does not hit anything, and he's still invisible. Blinkshaw.
All right. Can I climb up as well?
You can.
Okay. I get to hear. I can't see anything.
That's because the door's closed. You guys are just moving through the door. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah, the door was opened when the mage hand opened the door.
Yeah, I was saying, close the door.
If I step here, can Balin get past?
He would have to push through you guys.
and you can move through ally squares, right? You just can't
You
stop
it just
it.
takes
Extra
more
movement.
space. Yeah.
It's not half your movement, is it?
It's difficult.
It
to
takes
break.
up. It counts as another square. So if you to move through that square, it would take
okay.
10 movement instead of 5 movement.
Gotcha.
All right. So you get to there, Blinkshaw,
And then
and you are just going to Spirit Guardians.
I asked Phil Dennis to point, basically.
I've been pointing.
I assumed
He's
he
probably on
was.
the floor now, maybe.
Is he like?
I mean, you
I'm
don't see
assuming
him.
it's-
No.
Yeah, no, I'm assuming the point that Phil Dennis is pointing to
I
is in
just
front of
wave
you.
in the general direction. He's right here.
Okay. So Spirit Guardians is up.
Ori moved between one and the other and is 60 feet away right now.
And
he
again-
spelled my spell.
All of us are immune from Spirit Guardians.
Okay, Balin.
Alrighty. Gonna go ahead and bonus dash. Just make my life easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 30 more. Ergo's the one that was whacking him somewhere in there.
Phil Dennis was pointing right there.
Right.
Gurgle moved away after initially attacking.
Do I trip over him if I go here?
Yes, you do. Make an acrobatics check. Sorry. no,
Fantastic.
this will be a dexterity saving throw.
Also,
Perfect.
a question: Did my arrow disappear inside him?
No.
Damn.
Wait. The arrow that hit him? Yes.
Yeah.
Technically, yes,
okay.
that would have disappeared inside of him. All
No,
right.
I think
so
it's
yes,
still visible,
Whoops, sorry, that was
no.
wrong.
Technically, it's being
But I
carried
did double
by him, so
crit.
it disappears with him.
but it's only when you cast the spell. So if you like pick something up after casting it, it's still visible.
You trip and
No,
then
that's
stab
not how
him.
invisible works. If you pick something up while you're invisible, it also turns invisible.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah.
Alright, so I
anything the
tripped
target
him
is
when I-
wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it's on the target's person.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like at the time of casting.
No.
Cool.
So I'm right here. So this is where I trip?
Yes. So you go to take a step and you just kind of kick him right in the side. You don't actually trip over because you get a 28 on your dex save.
Goddamn right. I'm like, bitch! And then I web. And everyone's gonna get in.
What?
So you're going to
What?
web here. I'm guessing.
Hold on. Wait.
Just fucking.
Yeah, no,
kill
definitely.
him.
I'm swinging at disadvantage. There's no surety I'll hit him.
You get an extra D4 as well.
But it's not like the idea that like you're gonna try and web him up when Blinkshot's just like, I'm just gonna fucking kill him with Spirit Guardians.
That's cool.
Do you think attacking him is the better way? I think disadvantage with my rolls is gonna ruin.
I think we talked about it too much, and you did what you did.
All right.
You know what
So
you,
web
you know what you
appears.
did, Balin.
Nobody actually has to make a save yet because it's not until the beginning of their turn. So
So wait,
That's Balin.
yeah, and I can move. Oh, I still have. So that was 35.
you have to make a dex save
Why?
because you're in web.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna cast it when I finish my movement. Now that I found it.
Okay, you're gonna cast it when you finish your movement. Have you not finished your movement?
No, I took a dash on my bonus. Remember?
Okay.
So that's
where are you moving?
40, 45.
All right.
Wait, and actually right here. I'm gonna block this mofo dough.
All right. So you move to there.
Whichever block blocks the door, and then I will cast web where I did.
All right. Go ahead and roll damage on Spirit Guardians there, Blinkshaw.
And he has to save
Fucking
against
kidding me.
15.
Is it all ones? Oh, no, it's not all ones.
No, but
It does not matter. He had 3 hit points left.
that's right. That's right. He had 3
So,
left.
you all just see in that moment that the body just kind of appears out of thin air, laying dead on the ground, eyes wide open, mouth kind of agape. He is clearly
web?
no longer amongst the living.
A bunch of shields just slam into the ground.
But is he in the web?
I mean, he's laying in the web.
In your faces.
It doesn't seem to have actually entangled him. He's just kind of laying on top of it.
Technically, he started his first turn as a dead person in the web, and therefore he couldn't save, so he was entangled when they saw. I stopped him.
I don't
Alrighty,
know
so-
if that was murder hobo or not. Like we all wanted to kill him.
No,
You
it's
guys
all
just
murder.
I
literally
didn't wanna
decided we're
kill
just
him.
gonna kill this guy because he's evil.
Yeah,
It was a
that's
little
why.
murder hobo.
Yeah,
First of all,
Hey, I just wanted to kill the spider.
actually, can I raise a point here why it's not murder hobo? 'Cause that's my last one is, you have no place to go in this country. You don't know how to get home. What's to stop you from going to Strahd and allying with him to sell us out? Which I thought was going to provoke this, because he was going to do just that.
yeah, I wanted to rid the world of this man because I thought he was going to go and just kill any innocent Barovian
That's
after
what I
he
was
had
thinking.
already clearly killed an innocent person to summon his closet.
Well, no, there's people that he could have killed that I would have been happy to see go, but he was going to sell us out to get himself back home. You can't tell an opportunist like Balin he wasn't going to do that unless we made a deal with him, or I was gonna get him to join the party actually.
But he had a spider. You can't trust anybody with a spider.
That I was gonna make Villainous. God, that name is hilarious. Our new party member, like our new Blisk, but that was the only way I could trust him not to fuck us over. Now I have to do a quick bio, but also in murder hobo fashion, we should probably get the fuck out of this hallway before the flame skull in the darkness comes to find us.
Are we gonna take that short rest?
We're taking a long
Get me
rest,
out of
I
this
think.
web.
I think we're in long rest time now.
How do you unweb? Do you have control over that?
No, it's got a life of its own. I think you have to sleep
Is it
there.
a deck save?
Yeah, make a dex save. You're not affected by it.
We're stuck in the.
It's kind of it's like the bottom of your shoes are sticking. Actually, I don't think you wear shoes. The bottom of your feet are sticking to it, but otherwise.
Right, then
Yeah,
I go and I take my arrow out.
All right,
And
you retrieve your arrow.
I retrieve my arrow and I take his spell.
You take a spellbook.
Hey, Phil Dennis, I got something for you.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Gurgle's gonna try to.
Check it out.
Yeah, Gurgle's gonna slip the spell book over to. You needed this, right?
I think we all needed that. Here. Well, someone's. Oh, it's Keith. You're
Balin. Keith.
No. All right, I'm gonna mute him.
Oh, that reminds me.
Yeah, if he had taken one less hit, it is entirely possible that he would have died either way because he failed his wisdom save.
Goodness.
So this doesn't confuse Gurgle at all when it comes to like us killing people. Oh.
Yeah, the more and more that he talked about how he got his familiar, the more Blinkshaw felt like this person was not. Like I said, he's evil, right?
There was almost a point when Gurgle was just gonna ask everybody. It's like, hey, Blinkshaw, is this a time for me to accidentally attack?
I was kind of waiting for Blinkshaw's move for us all to attack. Personally.
If he had hung out, then I would have been okay not attacking him. But he pieced out.
He had to pull out that spider.
I'll start casting the HUD again because.
All right, so the group is going to relocate back into the building. Balin is dragging his body inside the room. Okay.
Close the door. 2.
Door is going to be reclosed. Everybody's making their way back inside of the room. Right, Joshua's coming back inside the room. Balin said he was coming back inside the room. I'm guessing you're not going to bring the body inside the hut just in case.
Yeah.
And
That way he can't wake up and get back inside the hut if he so desires. If something would allow him to do that.
Spirit Guardians lasts up to 10 minutes, so it'll last just about until Fildenus finishes the hut.
So you're safe until basically the hut is finished. Yes.
Mhm.
So yeah, nothing's going to disturb you. You can get the other hut up once more.
And I know the crystal ball is just an arcane focus. Nothing weird about it.
It's really lucky that you took that. Otherwise, he was just going to fireball that room again
That's
and
what I was
again and
thinking.
again.
But I was like,
And that would have been bad for you guys.
Mhm,
But you took his arcane focus, and that requires a material component.
Girl, I think you deserve it. You can have this arcane focus. Maybe you can learn some magic.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Really?
Yeah. Why not?
What is it? The necklace?
No, it's just.
Or what is the item?
It's literally just like a sphere.
Oh, okay. Is it made out of any material?
It's just made out of glass. It's kind of frosted. Looks, it looks nice.
Oh, this is how you do magic.
It's how you start. But hold on to it. It's pretty. I think you'll like it.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Durgo starts just tossing it up.
I think
playing a
you'll
little
waste
solo
3
catch.
pounds.
Third
Wow.
wizard joins the group.
I know, right?
Hey,
By the
guys,
end of
I'm
this
sorry.
campaign, everybody's going to be a wizard.
You're a wizard,
I mean, I could pick up just like go arcane trickster, but it'd be a waste of
Bro,
I show you how
level.
to do it.
Wizards.
Sorry, I honestly thought that wasn't going to turn into an encounter, and I had to run.
All right, so the hut is popped up. You are all safely tucked away back inside with a closed door and no threat to you. Actually, hold on. He doesn't have an X on him, does he? Let's go ahead and put that X on him. Because I know how much you guys love to see. He has an X on him. He's no longer among the living.
Is he in the hut with us?
No.
No, he was not brought into the hut.
Why didn't we bring him into the hut?
Why do you want him in the hut?
I believe the reason was if he wakes up when people are not paying attention, he can't get in the hut and kill you all.
I thought we
If he
killed
does
him.
not turn out to be not dead, yes.
I know you're a necromancer there, Balin.
The logic was err on the side of caution.
I know.
Yeah, but otherwise look, that guy was going to get up, leave this place, flee to Barovia, find Strahd, and sell us out. We should keep an eye on the corpse, for sure. And, I don't know, maybe we can cast Speak with the Dead on him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, at this point, I think he's earned it, and he's property. So we should have him in the hut with us.
I'm also tired
Or at least
of
there's
hearing
5 of us.
Oh, well, you can hear him only, so I guess it's fine.
We didn't leave him in the hallway. We closed the door. There's still an alarm. Leave him on the other side of the room.
Did the alarm go off when the dead corpse was dragged in?
No.
Great.
All right, I'm against this plan, but I have no choice. Do we get the book back?
Yes.
Good, I want all of those spells.
I had all those spells already except for one, I think. I'm not prepared, but at least in another book. Which
I just really want a greater invisibility whenever I'm ready to learn it. But anyway.
That'll
So,
be a while.
Oh, yeah. let's all bring this into context.
Okay.
This guy, Balin is pausing dramatically as as I am. This guy's been living here. We don't know how, but using his closet to stay warm. I don't even want to think about what kind of, it won't smell good, kid, but at least it'll keep you warm tauntaun situation that is. And
Do you want to?
Did anyone believe him when it came to a room full of vials and whatnot is where he found that thing?
Yeah.
Ian, that's fantastic. That is spot on.
Guilty. But he found that thing. Was that
I'm pretty
like?
sure.
Did you guys believe that's a room in this place? It's not a library, right?
I mean, this is also a classroom. Looks like, or some kind of speaking hall.
But it doesn't fit that description. I wish we could have figured out where that room was, but there's no
He also
reason to
said
think he
that
would have.
his master died on the other side of the hall, And
Yeah, my other question before that we gacked him was, what did his magic staff do? Because he might just have. Isn't that where we found the Wand of Secrets?
This is staff, not wand. Unless
I
it's, like,
thought these
double
weren't the
bladed.
same. Tasha
Maybe
said
they
that
aren't.
this wasn't the same wizard,
Maybe they are.
right?
I don't know.
Didn't you?
But it wasn't the same wizard as the one he lied to us and said he was with in the first place. But now we know a bit more about him. So, what did we get out of this? I mean, he basically left us no choice.
I killed a
I
spider,
tried.
and Phil Dennis got a spell book. Or I guess you got a spell book.
An amulet.
And I felt Dennis got it.
Oh, and I got this ball. I can use magic with it.
What's the ball?
It's just arcane focus.
Oh, yeah. Someday.
I mean, it's worth 10
I'm gonna-
gold if
I'm
you
gonna-
really want
so
it.
I just need to get 2 more of these, and that could be like the old goblin.
So we've closed the gap on Strahd's been here for 400 years. He sold that pretty hard. I'm going over all the shit I wrote down while he was giving us information and whether or not it was. Phil Dennis, what the hell is a plane shift spell?
Exactly what it means. You shift through planes.
When can you cast that?
When we potentially find his master spell book.
All right, so that's
I think it's
a
a 4th level
priority.
spell or 5th level spell.
You could make an Arcana check.
Okay. It's somewhere. up
Plane
there.
shift is a 7th tier magic.
Holy shit! It's way up there. I think we'd be out of.
Out
here
of
by that
character,
time.
I knew that, so I was like, "What are you talking about, Leo?"
Yeah, that's my favorite way of
Spoiler
referring to
my
spell
ass.
slots, though. Tiers of magic, because it makes sense. There are tiers of how powerful spells are. Tier magic.
I like that. I haven't played Wizard much either, so.
Yeah, well, Dennis, you know that's a ways off for you too. He must have been a fairly high level wizard.
Yeah, and he died from.
Oh, you can definitely lie to me.
fireballs.
And tell me you're that powerful.
And he got
Hey,
fireballed.
Must
Yeah,
be
he got the shit fireballed out of him
frail
apparently.
ass powerful wizard.
Dumb motherfucker didn't know about absorb elements.
Glass cannon.
Okay. So you know it's a 7th level spell that you
It's
can't
way
Yeah,
up.
cast.
fine, fireballs.
It's way up.
Anything gets hit by the fireballs, it's having a bad day.
Yeah. It's
All right.
It's gonna be a while unless I find it written down somewhere.
All right. Well, his staff may have survived. Spellbook probably didn't. Is what I was getting out of
But I do have a thought. If he found this into that potion room, this little amulet, it's a controller. So it must control something in that room. Could be a door, which we can find with that Wand of Secrets potentially, or it could be something which Blinkshaw Tashra thought maybe it was a statue.
how does that wand work? Is it just specific
It
to location, or is it can you ask it questions?
Google knows.
Yeah, I mean, you could ask a question.
Phil Dennis, how does that wand work? Is it specific to location, or is it?
You think really hard in a general location within a certain range, and it points automatically, like a Ouija board, almost.
So Gurgle could save the day and use that to find the thing that that the amulet controls.
I was already gonna save the day, Balin.
Ian, you are getting more Harvey Firestein with this voice every day.
Oh,
Like, it went from Goblin to like, oh, David.
jeez. I love you.
It's a character. It's a life from Independence Day. I'm not gay bashing. So meet David. Anyway,
No. But I think it's something we can decide later after a pretty good rest. We kind of spent way too much resources on that.
that was kind of the plan, I think.
You
wasn't
spent
it?
that many resources on literally 2 fights in this place.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the plan, was why we didn't take the long rest before waking him up. We thought we were going to get a short rest in that time, but I think our plan was to go whole hog on finding out what he knows. Just did we get enough before bedtime?
Pretty much. I just also didn't think we used that many spells.
I think we should just take a breather. Let's all catch our breath, and then we push.
I mean, I can do that too.
All right.
But I don't know what the other...
I'm just going down the list here. What we're hunting for.
What we are hunting for.
Forbidden knowledge.
But now, like, since we fought the Flame Skull before, would we know of any kind of would they be, of course, immune to fire? Would they be immune to cold or vulnerable to it?
That is something that you have asked the question before, and you would have to have that in your notes to remember something like that, because that is something I told you a long time ago.
I have in my notes that when it's down, it I recopied these.
If that's what you put in your notes, that's what you remember.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So I recopied stuff from old notes when we were doing this, and one thing I have down is that when you put it down, you have to splash holy water on it, or it comes back.
Right. I remember that.
So I have that, and I think I wrote down that they're undead. Whether that's true or that's just Keith in Lost Minds thinking that's what you said. I wrote down that
As a
they're undead.
necromancer, you should know.
You should know, yeah. For sure they're undead too. I mean, the skull. Come on.
All I know is, at home, Blisk is raking in the bank for us at this point, and hopefully he gives it to us by
Depending
that.
on what time it is when we get home.
What?
Or how many D's is on that clock? How about that?
It's gonna be like a bad dream. We'll never have left.
You have my personal guarantee as your GM, this was not just a bad dream. I'm sorry, guys. This was not just a nightmare in Frozen Cloak Manor, and you're going to wake up and just go have some nice coffee and some bacon and eggs at the...
Both Keith and Balin are shaking their heads and not listening. Look, Lake is totally going to Dallas this. He shot JR. He feels bad about it. We're going to wake up tomorrow and be happy and back home. But level 10.
And no weapons or magical stuff. No lightsaber for you.
No, that all came with us. That's like Neverland. You wake up and
We
wake up
entered
and all of a
New
sudden
Game Plus.
shit, yeah.
Balin, I don't know who you're trying to persuade. It's not going anywhere. And like, even if you were a rogue with double expertise and 50 charisma, you couldn't pull this off.
That's because he'd roll a 1.
Yeah, exactly. That's
He would roll a 1. That's true.
I was gonna say it, and Chris got there first.
Holy shit! I forgot. I had a 4th level slot. Okay.
So do we taking a short rest at least right now?
We're taking a long rest now.
Are we doing a long rest?
I can actually keep going if you want.
You can decide what you would like to do.
I would prefer a long rest, and I think.
I know Blinshaw's burned at least 2 3rd-level spells at this point already.
3 3rd-level spells and 3 2nd-level spells and a 1st-level spell.
And Tashra has used...
A bunch
Here, let me
as well.
double check to see what she's
Don't
used.
you still have that Pearl of Power?
Nope, used it already.
Oh!
So actually, I've burned 4 3rd-level spells.
Okay.
Tashra
I
has
only
used 2 of her 3rd-level spells. Apparently she's... Oh, I think she counts up. She has used 2 1st levels, 1 2nd level, and 1 3rd level.
No, she used her 4th level.
She did use her 4th level?
She
cast Shatter at 4th level against the Golem.
Oh, so she has 1 3rd level, 1 2nd level, and 2 1st level.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could push, but I get significantly more than I had before back after a long rest. It's just a matter of, is this a safe enough spot for us to finish a long rest?
This is the point where I'm basically just saying, you guys are deciding, do you think the rest of this place, the rest of what you want to try to explore, do you think you can handle that on just the one long rest? Because after this long rest, it's going to be 12 hours after that before you can take another one. Just keep that in mind.
Either way, we should just take a long rest here. I look at Phil Dennis and I look at Tasha and I say, you both look exhausted.
I'm pretty
Even
good,
if
actually.
we
I can recover a lot of
He
my
means
spells.
literally exhausted.
Yeah.
Because you have
Yeah.
disadvantage on ability checks.
I think even if we decide we want to go down the mountain, we should be rested to do
Which
so.
I wasn't enforcing when you're. God damn it! I need to remember that. I need to like start putting notes on my fucking computer when people are exhausted from shit. Because it is devastating to have disadvantage on ability checks, and people just forget. And they're like, "Yeah, no, there's no problem. I'm fine. I rolled an 18 and a 1. Wait a second, the one
I
counts."
think we can do.
It's unfortunate that the one doesn't factor into everything.
Wait, I was
Well-
exhausted?
Yeah.
Yes, because you failed your con save earlier against the cold.
So I had just put up an exhaustion level and was rolling an animal handling check to see if it did anything, and no, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Which is
I mean, it
unfortunate.
made you roll
You
a
have to
1.
manually switch to disadvantage.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because there's a global save modifier where like less.
There's some things are automated, some things aren't. Wow, what the fuck are you doing right now? Stop. Just, you know what? This is the end of the session. We got like 20 minutes left. I doubt you guys are gonna get into combat or do anything serious. You're just kind of shooting the shit for as long as you want. Get him out now. Please, y'all.
Yeah, roll them all.
These are the rolls that are coming in because you did well in combat today.
Yeah, I did well in combat and in saves initially.
My isolation still sucks for that one.
Oh, there you go. If you got advantage from great roleplay, it would not have sucked as bad.
Yeah. I swear, and I remember now because I wrote down exhaustion on one of my little things, but I guess it disappeared.
Yeah,
But so,
literally
like I
just
said
need to get,
about-
like a sticky notepad and just smack it to the side of my laptop whenever you guys have exhaustion and just
Yeah, I'll
say,
write down
remember
real quick.
this.
Regarding the short versus long, I mean, I'm okay with a long because Tasha's really spent. For Dennis is okay, but I know Blinkshaw, you put a lot out there with two Spirit Guardians and whatnot. But we're not going to get another one. So, is there like, how do I phrase this?
So,
like, we've been through
I
one
drink
and a
way
half
too much
rooms.
coffee.
Yeah, we've been through 1.5 rooms.
Let's just take a long rest. Just end it there.
Uh,
If you really
I-
wanted to,
I think.
Then we have to
we can dome up
like,
twice
not
if you really
go-
wanted to, and just waste time. But
Do you remember that Lake says we can't do that for at least like 8 or 12 hours?
Yeah, after you finish a long rest, you cannot take another long rest for 12 hours.
yeah, but
I can't sleep right now. I really can't.
This is a little meta where I'm basically just giving you guys the knowledge, like your characters, after they finish this long rest, they are going to have to do as much as they can before they either just say, fuck it, we're bailing on the temple, or... Yeah. I'm giving you this because this place, Keith knows this, but the Ember Temple, it is a TPK machine. This place will destroy parties, and I'm giving you this consideration because this is a very nasty place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
and I can
also-
tell. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
also considering the fact that we all got signs of going to the tower where we did find something. We know we want to be here, but that Amber Golem scared the crap out of Blinkshaw as far as like, oh my god, I don't want to die. And we also saw the omen of Strahd looking back towards his castle. And so maybe that omen is telling us we need to go back and save that kid. Just like Tasha had mentioned. We know this is here now. We know we can come back here.
well,
And we can
What,
come back here.
what about the fact that we were on our way here for God knows how long, and then fate pushed us in here? Like, if we try to leave, what kind of punishment's that going to have until we're done here? Until we find the place of supplication?
Can I be completely honest with you all?
Yes.
I doubt it, but
I-
give it a shot.
No, I mean I'm always honest with you, but I guess like
Don't make me waste the insight roll. Just keep talking.
so. I think this werewolf kid. I really think fuck him. Like he's a goner. I don't think we should worry about saving him. I think we have to worry more about having to deal with him, and like if there's an opportunity to save him, great. But let's not make that a priority.
You do realize, even though Curly left the scene, Tasha is sitting right across from.
And she is
Yeah.
not looking happy with you.
Okay. Balin's like, Gurgle who? Never met him. Go ahead, Tasha. I'm just.
Gurgle, I understand why you might feel that way, but you've also prayed with me and started talking to Helm more as well. And Helm is all about protecting people. You've asked me how you can be more in tune with Helm. This is how you can do that.
And there is
I-
one more thing that I would like each of you to do. I would like each of you to mark off a day of rations. There's no hunting up in these mountains. There's no food to find. You are going through your supplies.
Okay, done.
And I will point out that Tashra, when I mentioned, she doesn't have any rations.
All right, she gets.
So
one
somebody
of
has to mark off a day for her as well.
I
I
have,
have 9.
Gurgle
Who else has
offers them.
I have 2 left, but I have just marked off 2 of them.
I'm mentioning this as well because that's another consideration. I mentioned this way back in Vendover that I'm not forcing you to track it while you're moving through normal places. This is a place where you're really not going to find food. Food is not readily available for a group of 5 people. You're going to have to track the food consumption.
What are you talking about? We got this wizard.
What is the wizard going to do?
I mean,
Uh,
you season the
feed
fuck
us?
out of it. Yeah, you season it, you burn it to a crisp. I'm sure.
you know.
I mean, if you guys
I
it's
have
like,
some
okay, I mean,
cooking utensils.
cannibalism. There's some nice meat that's already been scorched across the room. It's been battered
Hey,
into shields and tenderized.
You know who's gonna agree with me and Gurgle in this scenario? Tashra. Yeah, I'm a dragon that's been at sea. Sometimes, and port in a storm.
Blake, I'd like to be clear. It is not cannibalism for me, or Tasha, or Blinkshaw, or Vildennis. Only Balin is the cannibal here.
There is nothing in chaotic good that says I
Technically-
can't cannibalize.
Technically, I will say, in a world where there is more species than just humans, it's cannibalism, or it's technically because if an orc is a human, that wouldn't be cannibalism. God, that's a really touchy subject when you think about it that way.
Is it
I will
eating
say,
the fair
it would
races
be
of
like-
the kingdom?
It would be like cannibalism is a tier 10 offense, and then you go down to like a tier 8 offense, which is humanoid consumption.
Like, would you guys, out of character, all judge that soccer didn't eat those people on that mountain? We all saw alive. We know what happened.
So I'm saying,
They're a
if you
soccer
wanted
team,
to
they
take
had to-
time, if you wanted to push your time here, it's possible, but there are limits to how long you can stay in a place before you realize, well, we just don't have any food left.
Which, in character, I will go back to saying, I did stress earlier, if we don't find a way to mitigate this cold, we're on a death clock anyway, and I doubt that we've seen even a fraction of what this place has to offer. So, like, how many hours can we spend in here getting colder and colder?
Well, right now you feel great because you're inside the warm bubble and it's making you feel better.
Right, but in character, 2 of our people are already freezing the nuts off with.
Yeah. They
You
do have
know.
the shivers a bit, despite the fact that they are in the warm. They do appear to be shaking a little bit, reflexively. It's just kind of chilled them to their core.
So I'm saying, like,
I hate
Yeah,
that.
we
by the way.
can-
I hate when
we
I've
can
gotten
take-
so cold that I don't feel cold anymore, but I'm still shaking because I'm actually literally just that cold.
we
That's
can
the
take the long
worst.
we can take the long
It's a
rest
deep
now. But
cold.
I'm saying if we take the long rest now, we should hit everything fast and hard. I mean, like, we have to wake up next weekend, just bloodlust in our eyes, deal with whatever the fuck is in that shadow thing, and just start ripping this whole place apart left and right.
Again,
Oh,
Or but we don't have time to take a long rest now and then be patient later.
I'm back.
Versus, you
but
hear what I'm saying?
I mean,
no.
but what about a short rest now, and we take a peek,
That means
and
Blinkshaw and Toshver are kind of working at half speed. But go ahead, Blinkshaw. What were you saying?
I don't see why we can't go back down to Valaki. We found the main implement that we knew we needed to come in this area for. We can go back to Valaki. We can get that warmth again. We can see if there's a way that we can stay warm while being up here, and then come back up. And we can check on the boy.
I can pull a gurgle. How come Balin gets a magic weapon and I didn't get one? I haven't got anything
Wait.
magical actually since Barovia. Or not
Wait,
Barovia,
I don't
haven't
get
either.
it.
Phandelver.
Or have I?
I mean, you say that you haven't gotten anything magical. You've gotten several spell books in your time
Yeah,
here,
but
so I don't want to hear it.
them.
I gave you
That's true.
2 spell
But
books, you piece of shit.
But you have a remarkable amount of spells at your disposal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't blame the group because you didn't buy enough ink, Phil Dennis.
I have enough money
Not
for that.
okay.
He
Yeah.
didn't
Hey.
have enough money at the time.
I'm sorry if you weren't spending all that time drinking and whoring on
You could have said.
with your fancy little kid
Just
clothes.
the accusation that Philtinus has been out whoring.
Well,
Oh
With
my
your fancy
God.
little
Give
kid
me
clothes.
I can only imagine what Curly would say if she was here for that.
Blinkshaw giggles and say, "More like boring."
I think I was studying a lot about the mind during that whole downtime. As I would on.
Any hoozle. So, from
Well, then here's the thing. Whatever we decide, I don't think we should take a long rest right now. We have time. We can
that's
either
literally what
can
we're
either-
deciding.
What's the goat gonna do?
right. So then if we want to leave this place, then let's leave
Oh.
this place.
Yeah, we can.
And
eat
then
the
we
goat.
can get someplace better. No, you're not eating time. I will fucking kill you. Grogo pulls out 2 daggers.
Question
That's
though.
also a
The
fair
goat's
point.
not for you.
Surely the goat will also have to eat as well. So
The dispel magic
It's-
for. Oh no, it wasn't. I don't know why I thought it was a sword for some reason. Do we have dispel magic so we can actually get away off the other side of the barrier?
Tasha, I think, has 1 spell slot left.
Tasha can cast a dispel magic.
But again, that's if we try to do anything else in here, and you guys need healing, she has there's no way that she can dispel magic and provide that healing. And I have
We have no healing potions. Like 4 of us have potions of invulnerability, which we could use if we knew we were going into
How long
What
does
the
that
fuck?
last?
an hour.
Why don't we? Okay, let's do this.
Where did you guys
Who
find
wants
those
to go
potions again?
deep?
I can't remember.
I
Um,
can't remember
we-
either.
actually on the loot table right
Oh,
now
it
to see.
No.
No, we
Hmm. Oh no, it was in the,
It'll be in the loot
the
table.
castle with the Argynvossel, I think it's called.
No, I think it was from Rictavio's place, but let me look.
no.